Liam, you let me down, man. Welcome to Spurs Kings TV for your rival show with your boy Ashmatic. Alongside, I've got my boy Toon Tactics TV and Mitch.
Big up, big up, big up.
Big up to the chat as always. And for those of you on the watch back, guys, Toon, how you doing? You good?
Living life to the full. Always a blessing to be on here on Spurs Kings TV. Big up to the chat. Big up to all those that are here with us at this late hour. Let's talk some football, man.
Let's do it, man. Mitch, what are you telling me, man?
Yeah. All good, bro. Love this show every Wednesday. Make space for it every week. Cannot miss it. Breaks up the week. Little reset in the middle of the week.
Yeah, that's it, man. Love it. Love it like hot chocolate, man. or for like coffee for some minute. I don't know. Depends what you like.
Coffee.
You're a coffee man.
right,
You're a coffee man. Yeah.
Coffee, yeah.
Yeah. I can't. If I take coffee, bro, I'm not going to bed. Like, I'm bouncing off the walls. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Let's talk about it. Arsenal, obviously. They played. They won their game. You see me stuttering already. Nigeria playing at the moment. I want to talk about that at some point, even though we're not watching the game. It's playing at the moment. But yeah, let's talk about Arsenal and their win. And what does that mean for them going into their second leg? What was your thoughts on the starting lineup? Because I know Toon, you had a lot to say about it, man. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, for Chelsea, they had about 4 starters out: Cole Palmer, Caicedo, Reece James. I can't think of the 4th person I was thinking of. And
That's enough. Palmer, Caicedo, and Reece James.
It's enough, yeah. That's enough in itself.
That's their spine, more or less.
Exactly. And if you compare that to the Arsenal lineup, they're pretty much at full strength. Rice, Subamenti, Odegaard in the midfield. Yeah, they're pretty much at full strength, really, apart from the right. Well, I still rate Ben White, to be honest.
No, Ben White, yeah. They've got a relationship with Saka, isn't it? So
yeah, there's rumours that he's going to leave. I would not mind him at Newcastle at all. But yeah, just looking at those lineups, you're thinking, man, this is bad news for Arsenal, for Chelsea, excuse me. And it was looking like that when obviously Arsenal scored in the first couple of minutes, but
from the set piece, right?
From the set pieces and everything else, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just wondering whether Chelsea were taking. They must have, at the beginning I was thinking, were they taking it seriously? But then I think Palmer's injured, Caicedo is injured or suspended.
Suspended. He had the red card.
He had a red card, so I think Reece James is also injured as well. So
again,
they worked with what they had, to be honest. And this is that post Christmas time, heading into January.
New manager, don't forget. Obviously, they had a little bounce. They thought they were about that life.
Honestly, so everybody's like, everyone's like feeling it in their squads. We had it in ours as well. We played like 230 minutes before we played. I forgot who we played. City. So
it's like that. It gets like that, bro. Don't worry.
It's exactly. Ash, I'm glad. I'm glad you understand, because I'm trying to tell that to a lot of our Newcastle fans and everything else, like that. This is what you want to be in the big leagues. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like.
Trust me.
So like, it is what it is. So no, but speaking about Arsenal, Chelsea, you think just looking at the lineups that Arsenal are going to crush them, or it's going to be going their way. Obviously, it didn't turn out that way.
Yeah. Mitch, what was your thoughts on the game, quick man?
I thought Chelsea did a lot better than I expected. Like Toon said, I looked at their starting lineup and I thought, meh.
You saw 2-0, you're like, that's about right. Like,
and then Arsenal scored early. I thought, this is going to be a procession. Got the second, I was like, mountain to climb. And then all of a sudden, Garnacho, goal. They get the third, I'm like, okay. And then Garnacho again. It's like, right, Arsenal don't want to win this tie now. They would have to fight in the second leg. I don't know what they were trying to do. But yeah, they've given Chelsea a chance. They've given them a little glimmer of hope. And you can't really do that. You can't really leave teams in games. When you get the chance to kill a game.
And I think, just to add on to what Mitch was saying, in terms of giving them a chance, it's one of them ones where it's a bit like, do you remember when Tyson fought Deontay the first time round, and he realized that he can take on his knockout power, and you can tell that he planned it for the second round. I think Chelsea now have seen might have sensed, hold on, we can take this. Like, we can take this from Arsenal. Like, we know what to do. And this is about our 3-4 big players. Like, so, like you said, Mitch, I think they're gonna take away going a lot into that going to the Emirates game, to be honest.
It's true, man. I saw the set piece go in, and I was just like, typical, man. Like, they always get that one little extra edge to start the game, and I was just thinking, Liam, man, focus on these set pieces. You need to defend better, innit? But at the same time, I was like, you know what? It was just inevitable, innit? And then the second goal, when it went in, I was actually, because the first half, I kind of fell asleep. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I felt, I woke up, I was like, oh shit, second half starting. I missed like the first few minutes. I was like, go, Caress! The hell? Oh, that got on my nerves. I was like, but Arsenal obviously is a good day because, their strikers, off the mark, and he needs the confidence. Let's be honest.
Yeah. He got an
press
assist
right
as
now.
well. He got an assist as well, Gyökeres.
Yeah. So the
For the
press
Zubimendi goal,
right
yeah.
now for him, like he needed that. So
Even that
no
flick on
doubt.
looked awkward though. Even that flick on to Zubimendi looked awkward. Like, I thought he was going to turn his hip.
Everything
Bro.
is awkward about him. His touch is awkward, bro.
God bless him, man.
Oh man, it's not easy. But yeah, you know what? Like he would have been happy because Havertz come on, Jesus come on in that second half. So he was probably glad that he got something out of that.
Yep.
And people would have been looking at him like, right, this is the cup where Arteta needs to show up. They need to win something. I know a lot of fans are saying, League Cup's not good enough. They need to win the majors. But for me, if I'm an Arsenal man, I'm saying, bro, you need to win what's in front of you. Those majors
100%.
aren't they're not confirmed.
100%.
Just win at any cost. Get used to winning. Doesn't
Exactly.
matter what cup. Just go out.
You know what? That could propel them. You know what I'm saying? They could get that win over the line, and that could make them push on for the league. Let them lose it, then that could be devastating for their mentality. And I think it's only Saka that's lifted the cup out of that kind of group there. So maybe Ben White, but they need to do it as a collective.
100%. I said this last season, and everybody was saying it I was saying it because Newcastle had won it. But if you look at the last 10 years of winners, like this is no like Mickey Mouse. No one wants to win it cup. There's this big name. It's like City, Liverpool's big name after big name after big name winning this tournament now. So it's big teams see it as like, and they might see it as the starter trophy. Get your season kick started. Like, right, we got the one down. Let's move on to the next. But
that's how
breeds winning. Winning breeds winning.
Exactly. That's what when Mourinho comes in, the first thing he's looking to do is win a League Cup. He's just trying to breed that mentality, as you said before. Like winning breeds winning, innit? And so that helps you to kick it on. And you say, yeah, we know what it takes. We're gonna kind of push from here. So yeah, man. But I just thought Chelsea getting back into that game, I thought individually, I'm not a fan of Garnacho, I'll be honest. I'm not. But I thought he had one of his better games, if I'm being totally honest. Just because of the output. Normally it's like you don't judge a footballer on just output. You want to see how they perform in the game. But I thought those goals were crucial in that tie, and I felt he helped his team to, push back up. But was there any other standouts for you? What did you think of the new kid on the block, man? Estavo.
I liked what I saw from Estavo. He's not Lamine Yamal. Just for the Chelsea fans out there. He's gonna get stronger. Like he's already riding challenges fairly well, but he's gonna get stronger. He's gonna get even better with that. And he's only gonna get better. So I liked him. I was gonna actually mention I like seeing Andre Santos close to Enzo in the middle of park. I think Liam really likes his two pivots to be really close next to each other, and I think that helps. I think I liked Enzo even better. I think it's because of that, because he's got someone right next to him. You can imagine. So they weren't getting run through centrally that much. Arsenal were looking to do wide overloads a lot more. So kind of credit to them. So I liked what I saw from Chelsea. They were doing those box midfields in the middle of the park as well. So I like that. So those two impressed me. But yeah, Estevao I thought had a decent game. I think he'll only get better. He'll only get stronger, really. What was he, 18 now?
Yeah,
18? Yeah. So he's only going to get better.
So what do you not think of... do you have any thoughts on Estevao before I move on, Mitch?
Yeah, I quite like the look of him, to be fair. He's 18 years old. He's got a trick on him. Looks like he likes to be direct to get a goal. He reminds me a little bit of Robinho.
Okay.
Something about him just reminds me of Robinho. Hopefully he can bulk up a little bit more than Robinho, because he was never really cut out for the Prem week in, week out. So, but I think there's a very good player in there.
Yeah, I think it's about him allowing to use his body, knowing how to use his body. Yeah. Separation. Yeah. Thinking about that before getting your first touch under. Do you understand? Like some players want to focus on the first touch, and then another player comes behind them and nicks the ball. Yeah. Do you understand? Sometimes just create that separation with your body. You don't have to be mad physical in the gym to be strong on the ball. Do you know what I mean? You just have to be smart upstairs, kind of check your mirrors, know what's around you. And then when the ball's coming into you, use your hands sometimes, use your body. Yeah. See McGinn do it, like McGinn and what's his really good. Hazard used to do it all the time. He used to back his...
Even Saka now, like Saka's really good at it. Really good.
Yeah. So that's what I mean by strength. But I thought Neto as well wasn't too bad. I know, like, if Ollie was here, he'd be gunning him, saying, "No, man, he's a road runner. Don't like him." But
they called him Netanyahu.
No, that's rude, man. Rude. Some
Crazy.
Tasmanian devil. But I thought he was all right, bro. Personally, I thought he played decent. But yeah, Arsenal, obviously, they just showed their strength and depth when they brought those players on. They could just show that, you know, even our second team can match your. Because when Chelsea had the injuries, actually, as you lot said, they didn't really have anything else. That was it. They were bringing on bare defenders. I was like, bro, like, you need to win the game, and you man are just doing. But it's because their squad is bare fit. It's threadbare. So, and I don't know if they're going to do anything in that January window to address it.
Financial PSR constraints.
PSR has got them by the neck. You know what I'm saying? Unless they sell a player. Yeah, they will never sell to Tottenham though, unfortunately. So you can't take advantage of that. You know what I mean? But that's something separate. But yeah, man, do you think that was a good result for him though? Like his first competitive game. You think like
he'll draw a lot of positives from that, because obviously like the other standout was obviously Sanchez with 2 pretty bozo moments for 2 of the Arsenal goals. And then he'll look at the moments, like there was a few times where the ball flashed across the face of the Arsenal box, no one was in there to tap it in. He'll look at moments like that don't count on the stat sheet. They're not shot on target, they don't count to XG. It's true. But it's just like if you've got the right players on the pitch, it's a tapping for someone. No one followed it in at the back post.
Is it me, or do I not see a lot of strikers like scoring from near post runs nowadays?
Very rare.
That used to be bread and butter like before.
That used to be bread and butter,
It feels like every game you hear a commentator say at least once, like if Ali McCoist is on commentary, at least once he'll say, he's got a gamble in front of the centre back.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, man. I that's why Chelsea, if they didn't have that wage structure thing, I think they could have gone bigger on a striker. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that's the reason why they were trying to invest in younger players. But it's a gamble, isn't it? Because look, I look at João Pedro as a number 10. I don't really see him as that type of striker that's going to score those type of goals that you were just talking about, getting on the end of things, having that instinct. And I'm like, I was just looking at even like I was watching Newcastle yesterday, and I was just like, bro, you know, like back in the day, we had so many strikers that would finish some of these chances off. Like I was looking at Wisa, and he was taking a touch, and I'm like, bro, hit that first time. Shape your body to angle to hit that first time. Do you know what I mean? Why are you taking the touch, giving the defender time to get? You know what I'm saying?
I was so surprised. That's a nice segue to the Newcastle game. Thanks, Ash. Because up to that point, he had like 2 starts and 2 starts, 2 goals. Up to that point, and I thought like he looked less sharp, even though he's playing more games. And I wonder, I don't know what Mitch thinks and what Ash, what you guys think, because I haven't seen him play a game with this kind of stakes before. Was it that kind of made him take, you know, would he have done that, you know, playing against Fulham in an ordinary Premier League game? Do you know what I mean? Like that pressure is different.
I get that. I get that point of view. My point of view is more that he looked sharp when he first came back in. But you know, like, it's probably going to be a bit... Actually, no, I quite like this analogy. So say, like, you don't go to the gym for 4 months. And you have a couple of decent sessions and you feel strong. And then you go back in and your body just don't feel right for a few weeks. Because it's just readapting to get back to where you were. I think he's in that phase of things where he's match fit and he's played a few games. But his body's still going through them little aches and pains because he hasn't got the proper time to rest, recuperate, and go again. So I think he's just a little bit off it from that perspective.
Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. Would you say the same about, because Vortameda had a chance now as well? And he did something similar where he took a touch rather than shot.
Safety. He needs to take the safety off.
Yeah. So I just feel like, man, I don't know. Back in the day, a lot of these men would be just putting these chances away and just have that ruthlessness. And I'm looking around, I'm looking at the Premiership, and even in world football, like how many clinical strikers are there in the?
No, I'm not the one that's like back in the day everything was so much better. Like I still think there's tons of quality. I think we just people don't just see. If you take time watching French league, other leagues, there's tons of quality.
What, clinical strikers?
There are.
Could you name them, like the clinical ones?
Right on top of my head at the moment, in terms of the Premier League, or
it's tough.
So if we go from Spain, obviously we've got Mbappe, we've got Lewandowski. In the Bundesliga, we've got our own Harry Kane, Ekatike when he was at Eintracht Frankfurt, for instance. That's what we had as well. So that's the ones I can name from the top of my head. I think there's more though, like in terms of when we're looking at strikers. There's a couple in the Brazilian league. It depends, like, and I also think that we kind of look at the back past with rose-tinted glasses a little bit, like not like remembering YouTube highlight reels and everything else.
No,
like,
but do you think though? Because even in the Premier, if we just stick to the Prem today, if you look at like the top strikers in the Prem today, like,
Haaland.
yeah, you've got a few, but then like you look, say late 90s, Dwight York, Owen, Hasselbank, Anelka, Cole, Shearer, Fowler, like you can just Sheringham, like you can just keep going and naming these big names like Ferdinand, all of these, man. You can keep rolling these names off the tongue.
yeah.
If you do that today, you'll get to about 3 or 4, and then you're like clutching at straws.
But I think we have to do like a proper, like, not a study, but we have to like really like break it down and kind of, because you don't have certain because for instance, none of those strikers got to 100 goals quicker than Haaland, right?
Yeah, but Haaland's a freak.
And he's one out of how many in the Premier League?
Yeah, but like that's the same thing for those guys. We're not like when we're looking at the highlight rules, we're not looking at all the chances they've missed, and they've missed tons.
Yeah, I know,
scored tons of offside
like,
goals as well.
Against low blocks, I see a lot of those the newer strikers go missing, and I thought like in the 90s there wasn't no issue of a low block. Like they just scored the goals. Like,
was there a low block? There was a different type of football. Like it was way more direct. The reason why we got a low block is because of Guardiola, and we had to like sort of having kind of had to play because of him. We had to play, make sure we played with the game with the ball in front of them. And some people put off a low block in the first place. There wasn't really a Guardiola. There wasn't really that.
So right now the top strikers are Haaland and Igor, right, from Brentford.
Yeah, but at the minute, Igor would be like Kevin Phillips. Like,
that's what I'm saying, bro.
In the next echelon up, he'd be like Kevin
like,
Phillips.
No disrespect to Igor, like I like him, but like you're right, Mitch. That's what I think, and I'm like, look. Do we? Toon, do you think football players just get better and better and better and better through the years? Because there might be a thing where back then the players were just better. It could have been a thing, and then there was a drop off. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, that's how I look at it. I think, there was a moment where there was all these like it was like a generation of football, like a golden generation, and then after that, it kind of dipped off. And I think we're in that era where I feel like football has dipped off, and the managers and the coaches are now like of the era of the golden age in terms of coaches. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I have a theory, and it's more to do with top 6 fans. I think because you guys have enjoyed so much good football. When you guys, it was so great. It wasn't so great for the rest of us, right? And because all those highlights that we're watching is your teams dominating and beating us up.
Shearer though.
So okay, all right. Like, let's not do this, right?
I used to like Pastino.
So you're going all the way back to the 90s. It depends what area you're talking about.
Pastino Sprilla for me was exciting.
So a lot of people will say like the peak Premier League was 2009, 2014, for instance, right?
Okay.
That kind of era. So I think that's what people are always hearkening back to. So, but that was like a real tight pool of teams that had that. Nowadays, I think that even the coaches are spread out across teams. The quality is spread out. And that's why we're seeing a lot more competition. So I feel like a lot of people misinterpreting like how close the league is to saying, oh, the league is robbed. It's less standards. How's there's less consistency? And I'm saying no. The quality is more spread out. There's more competition, and that's why the league is a lot more closer. So you have that across. I think that's what's happening. But also in terms of how we play, the players are bigger, stronger. There is different ways of. There's more goals actually, and more in terms of compared to what we had before. And I think the rules and VAR has changed things a little bit as well, where you're not getting those favorable decisions of constantly offside goals being scored against teams. That's not been happening anymore. So I think there's a variation. Which one?
Oh, it's pissing me off.
Yeah, well, not unless if you're the opposition fan who's on the opposite end of those.
Yeah, I hear it still. I hear it. But that goal that you lot had chalked off against you, I just thought like that whole like. What do you not think of that situation as well? That whole
letter of the law, he's offside. Do I like it? No. Letter of the law, he's offside. For me, don't really see why we should be looking into things that deep. Is he interfering? Maybe, maybe not. But like, I don't like it. I was looking at it and I was like, he's going to give that offside. And I'm like, I'm happy he's going to give it offside, but I'd be raging if that was the other way around. I'm not going to lie.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I love your honesty. Like, because that's how I looked at it. I'm like, if I'm a Newcastle fan, I'm like, yeah, you know,
I was. They disallowed it. I was like, come on, let's go now. Let's go get a goal.
Yeah.
But the other way around, I'd be fuming because Thiaw's not going to react to block the shot if Haaland's not there anyway. So. Like he's not interfering. Nothing stops that goal. If Haaland's there or not, I don't think anything stops that goal.
I think it does. I'll be a bit different there, but like, because I think even whether it's not even the
so people can see what we're talking about.
Yeah, so it's more to do with the like, if we're doing a little low in terms of like interfering with play, like Haaland is right there next to Thiaw, next to Pope. All of them are paying attention to him, hence why it's interfering with the play.
This is what football has come to.
Yeah, no, but I'll go in the final last year. I relate to this kind of thing. Like he was in the goalie's eye line when the shot was taken, but it doesn't stop what's going to happen. It's going in the net. I don't feel it stops the outcome of this. Like he's there. He could Thiaw have reacted and got there? Yes. Would he have done? Highly doubt it. So I just don't like it because it's a guess. It is a bit of a guess. The thing that annoyed me most about this year was the commentators. Because they're like, Haaland's clearly not beyond Thiaw. And it's like, yeah, they're not looking at Thiaw, they're looking at Pope. Like, you're commentating on a game you're getting paid to, and you don't even know the law you're trying to implement right now. You're talking about Thiaw for 4 or 5 minutes while the game stopped. And VAR are looking at Pope. It's like, come on, man, learn the laws.
Mitch might have to get a new job, boy. To say VAR for the actual pundits. So right, you need a yellow card for that. Yeah, like obviously, yeah, it's just, and it was like 6 minutes. Really?
Yeah, it took them 5 minutes.
5 minutes, sorry, to do all of that. I mean, yeah, it's just annoying, and I can imagine being in a stadium, just hanging around waiting for them to come to that decision. Like it's just, yeah, for me, it's dead.
And then for them to send him to the screen as well, like
that too, bro. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, there's a subjective element to it. That was to ask the referee if he felt that there was an interference of the play, not to do with the offside, but more to do with, do you think this interfered with the play?
Yeah, I get it, but that then falls into the brace of, is it really that clear and obvious that it took you 6 minutes to then go to the screen and have a look?
But it depends.
And you decide.
Yeah, people will say like it's clear and obvious means that you can make a snap decision. I don't always think so. Like football moves at a fast pace. They've got to consider a lot of things. For me, as long as it gets to the right decision, I don't care.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I hear that. I just feel like sometimes all the stop-start just reminds me of some American sports, man. I just want my game to flow and just, you know, you don't want to lose that magic. You don't want to lose that intensity. You don't want to lose that speed. That's why you watch it. Like otherwise, am I watching cricket? Am I watching NFL? Like that's stop-start sports. I don't really like that. And
yeah, but if you stop-start and the decision's gone against you, as it was, especially back in the day.
Yeah, no, I hear it. As a fan,
you're just fuming. Like
no, I'm mad, isn't it? But yeah, I get it. But at the same time, I'm like, I used to love it back in the day. I sound like one of those guys, man.
Yeah.
I really do.
It was so amazing back in the day.
Your unk, but it is what it is. Like back in the day, they used to get decisions wrong. You used to be mad, and you would talk about it afterwards. Do you know what I'm saying? Controversials, like, but now it's like controversial, but for the wrong reason. Do you know what I mean? Because they're still getting it wrong. Yeah. So make it make sense. That's what I'm saying. It'd be different if it was. I know you would say the majority of them they are getting it right, but it's just like, I don't know if it's at the sake of the entertainment of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I said, I think only top 6, top 5 guys are entertained with decisions that typically go their way. That's why I find I have very little tears for you guys when I hear it, when I hear this stuff.
I wish it was for Newcastle. I wish it was the other way around, and you lot got a goal chalked off. I'm pretty.
We did. We should have had a penalty against Chelsea. Like we had tons of bad decisions. Honestly,
do you know what? Have you seen Dale Johnson's review on BBC?
No.
Go check it out after this. He did a review. There's like 13 decisions that they feel VAR got wrong.
Is it?
Yeah, but then they've got a next batch down of decisions that they believe VAR got right, but overall the decision was still wrong.
See, like I think
that last sentence doesn't even really make sense in my head.
what I don't agree with is the referee's clearly seen something in it.
Yeah.
So he's made a decision. Why now is VAR gonna fast up themselves and say, yeah, you know what? We think this one's different. Because essentially you've got two referees. You've got a video ref and you've got a ref, because you're undermining what he's just done.
It's not though, it's all down to the discussions, isn't it? So when the discussions of like the referee will say little things as he's making decisions, and then VAR will listen to that, and if he gets something factually wrong, so if they're looking and reviewing at something, they'll be having a discussion between the referee and VAR, and say they're looking at a foul in the box, and the referee's giving it, and he's saying, I think the number 5 has tripped. I think red player has tripped the blue player, and that's factually incorrect. That's when they send them to the screen. They have to factually have missed something. If he goes, I think red players clip the blue player, but I don't think it's enough to be a foul, they'll look at it and go, subjective, leave it as it is. So if he's got something factually wrong, he might get sent to the screen to see what he's actually missed, to see if he then feels it's a foul.
Do you think you guys get anything at City's ground in the reverse fixture?
Go on, Mitch.
It's a mountain. It's a mountain on top of a mountain. We never win it. I think we scored 2 goals in 9 years at City. We never win there. All of that stuff. But last season, we went into a Carabao Cup final against Liverpool. We never beat Liverpool. We never win at Wembley. And we did both in the same day to win the Cup. So I'm not completely ruling it out. But if it gets to that point and we're depleted, everybody's looking leggy and we're looking very tired, I would prefer us to rotate a little more. Not sacrifice, but rotate a little more in that game than in the other game coming up. Because that is the lowest probability of us progressing further in competitions this season now, for me.
No, I agree with a lot. I'm a bit different because I've been having lots of debates with Newcastle fans. I think it's not like binary either, or you got to have a winning mentality and do it, or you're not going to win. You got to be logical. There's like a battle between be logical. Like if you take all the facts, the last 5 games that Etihad is 14-0 to City, and you're never going to make it. Yes, but then there's also having a winning mentality and saying, okay, we still got to be, we're going to behave and act like we can win. And I think sometimes the ones that are logical get kind of tarnished with being kind of defeatist, labeled negative and defeatist. And ones that say, let's have a winning mentality about it, get called delusional and dreamers. But I think you can have both. I think you can be logical.
To be in the middle, yeah.
You have to be in the middle. You can say, logically speaking, as Mitch said, like, we haven't won there like in 10 years or whatever. It's not looking good. That could be a roadmap. You got to then apply the winning mentality and say, we're going to act like we can win this game. So I would still play and it's all part of actually trying to become an elite team, because you would have seen it, Ash, when obviously with Tottenham, when you made it to the Champions League final. They were, I can't remember, was it the Ajax game? You had the odds. There's numerous times when if you just say,
that game I had us losing, bro. I'm gonna lie to you.
Right, but if you just said, but we're Tottenham, we've never been this far, let's just give it up. Fine, like every elite team. I mean, Real Madrid are known as the Rentandars, whatever that word is, or whatnot. You gotta, your chin's got. Is it a gut check? You gotta find out what you're made of at some point, and it's not every time that it's in your favor. And I think if you want to be an elite team at some point, it's these type of occasions where you got to figure out. You got to put your. For me, it's more of a test for fans than it is for the team. I'll be honest. I think it's more of a test for fans, and I think because there's underlying kind of conversations. This is more online rather than this like match going fans, where it then starts going into, is it Eddie Howe in? Is it Eddie Howe? I don't like this player. Rather than
every fan base goes for it. Man.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
Gee, sorry, I'm watching the Nigeria game at the same time, bro. The penalties, isn't it? Morocco has just missed the penalty, man.
Okay. Is it a semi-final or final?
Semi-final.
Okay.
Semi-final. Yeah. So yeah.
Actually, you know what? I think I might just take back what I said. I'm looking at the fixture list.
I was gonna ask you about the fixture list.
I'm looking at the fixture list now.
It's a mad one. I can't lie.
17th and 18th and 24th and 25th.
Do you rotate for that fixture list?
17th and 18th.
It's not an easy fixtures you got coming up.
Actually, you know what? I completely take back what I said about the Man City game, because it falls in a time where we're not midweek midweek, weekend, and we can't be because if we get into the Champions League playoff rounds, that comes about 2 weeks later. So we're literally Saturday to Saturday to Saturday at that point. So just go for it. Whoever's fit, go. Put them on pitch, run it.
Yeah, no, I hear it, man. Yeah, what do you do if you're Newcastle? Do you prioritize that cup and kind of sacrifice?
No, I don't think there's anything to sacrifice at that point because we've got PSG on the 28th, Liverpool on the 31st, and then 4th we've got Man City, and then 7th we've got Brentford. Oh no, so it is Saturday midweek. What was I looking at a minute ago? I'm going mad. I was looking at the City League game. Donut.
You got City in the league as well.
Yeah, about 2 weeks later.
Okay. Home, out, or away?
Away again.
Away again.
Yeah, so it depends on the context around that moment. So say we sign a couple of players in Jan, we get a couple of players back from no one at the minute, really. I haven't seen
no
much.
one. Serious?
I haven't seen much at all. It's quiet.
Like we were linked to Scalvini in Atalanta, but there's an article.
Scalvini is a top player. I like it.
Yeah, there's an article today saying that will probably happen in the summer. They're keeping their powder dry a lot, but the two priorities are a centre back, a right centre back, and a right back. So because we've got Shaw and Tino off injured, so but there's not
an urgency to kind of get that done, then, no, or not really.
I think there should be.
There should be. They're playing their cards. I'm hoping that they're playing their cards
ones
really close to the
nowhere. Boom. You're hoping it's one of them ones.
One of them Harvey Barnes ones. They ask Eddie Howe, what would you know about this player? I don't know. No idea what's going on. He's in the next room signing a contract and that. One of those.
I hear it still. I prefer it like that. Because that way there's less jumping around. Though I don't mind the rumors though. Some people how do you not feel about it? Do you prefer to hear the rumors? Or you just want it to be bang, done?
I love a good rumor. I love a YouTube rabbit hole. It doesn't matter what it is. If I get caught in something and I fall down a YouTube rabbit hole, then why not? That's what rumors do.
I love it.
I'm annoyed because Magnus Akliush has consistently been linked to Tottenham.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring him on one of my shows just to talk about him.
I would love. I'll be there. I watched him 10, 11 times last year. The scouting profiles on him. So I'd love it. Yeah, because then because now you guys are not upset. You guys are a lot of your fans are upset about Conor Gallagher. I don't. But I
want to talk about that. But go on. Yeah,
but I think him and Magnus Akliush would be super, super, super interesting. Yeah, man.
So obviously,
I can't believe if you'd sorry to interrupt. I was going to say, but if I don't know what I'm meant to say. I'll be annoyed that if we don't at least challenge you. If you actually do, I'll be a bit like, come on, man. That's one of them.
I'd be perfectly happy for you to go. We're going to pay 50 million, and us to rock up and go. We'll pay 55, and we'll give you more wages, and we'll buy your mum a house, and we'll do all this stuff.
So what you think if it came down to it, you lot could hijack Tottenham?
I hope we try at least.
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
From everything I've looked at, same as Toon, I fell beyond the YouTube rabbit hole. I was watching Monaco games. I was making sure I watched and what I'd seen on the compilations actually matched up
translating his interviews into English and all of that.
I was doing everything, and this guy was perfect for what we needed.
I want to ask you about Alanga.
Okay.
There's not a lot of people have been speaking on him. You know what I'm saying? I thought, he was meant to be one of the number 20s that, kicked on from Nottingham Forest, winger, out wide, right. Obviously, you needed that role. But what's going on? What's going wrong?
Yeah, for me, I think it's a confidence issue for him. It really is a confidence issue for him.
So you're not denying the quality. You don't think it's a quality issue? And he's just
if you look at his track record and even the teams that he's played for, he came from Man United's academy. Yeah. Even last year he got 16 assists plus 3 or 4 goals, something like that. You can't deny the qualities. I know people will start saying, "Oh, but he had space." The problem is does he have the quality? Yes. He's ambidextrous, left foot, right foot. I don't think anybody has had more variety of goals with their left foot or right foot than him.
Yeah. So in it.
It's night and day. It's not he came on the pitch against City. It started off quite well. Actually, had a really good first touch, took it down, ran into ran at then he had a misplaced pass or something. The crowd were on him, and he went into his shell. He went into his shell. He went into He went into his shell. He went into his shell. He went to his shell.
There was one. The ball kind of came over his shoulder. He took a touch and slipped. And you could hear the reaction from the crowd, and you're like, just support the guy, man.
Yeah. Some of these players, they've got all the talent, but like you said, upstairs, if they ain't got that, then they can't make the jump to the next level, innit? And fans, obviously, fans are ruthless. They're just gonna say. I think I was watching a documentary on I can't remember who it was, what player, but he was talking about it. He was like you get used to it, innit? Like I think it was Luca. Was it Luca? It was, I forget who it was, anyways, ex-Tottenham player. And he was like, yeah, football, you're used to it. People are gonna chat shit. It is what it is. And you're used to hearing it from opposition fans. So they build you up, you get hearing all the names, whatever. And there's a black brother as well. He was talking about it, and he goes, but when it's your own fans, he said, that's what rattles you. Yeah. When it's your own, like they can't fathom that, like, because we forget, obviously, they're human, they're just ordinary brothers. You know what I'm saying? Rocking on the pitch. But when your own man them are like, you're shit. You know what I'm saying? That gets to them. That knocks their confidence. And he said, there was like a little fan, a little kid, came up to him and was like, oh, I like you. You're one of my favorite players. You signed my shirt. He said that meant the world to him. That made him feel 10 feet tall. But as I said, bruv, like at this level, that separates your Cristiano Ronaldo's. Even though he's not
Jude Bellingham, even I'd say.
Yeah, Joe Bellingham. Even Cole Palmer, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Even though I don't know, it seems a bit like he's on a spectrum or something, but there's something about him. He just has this undeniable belief that he's the man. I remember he came out and he said it. He's like, I think when you're a footballer, you have to be slightly deluded. Like you have to think you are the shit. And that can make like a Scott McTominay. Like Scott McTominay was getting brushed left, right, and center, but he always saved Man United. Do you know what I mean? People say, oh, he's rubbish, he's this and that. How about the manager didn't know how to use him? How about that? Yeah. Like Conte's getting the best out of him. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's Syria. Oh, it's a rubbish league. But same time, he's doing it for Scotland. How about that? Do you know what I mean? But it comes back to his mentality. He knows he can do these type of things. He's popping off bicycle kicks. Like Romero.
Eddie Howe was begging for McTominay to come to Newcastle.
You know how to use him. That's right. You know how to use him.
Our fans were going mad. Like, I can't believe it. No talent idea.
It's the PR, isn't it?
That McTominay Joe Linton rotation would have been
mad.
Decent.
That was the vision. That actually makes sense. That makes sense. That would have been the vision.
Oh, what, the McTominay thing?
McTominay and Joe Linton rotation would have been insane.
Do you know what? Do you know what it also is? Yeah, like I've played in decent-ish size stadiums, and like, I've come off after games, and people are like, "Oh, did you hear that during the game? Did you hear that during the game?" I was like, "I heard nothing, bro. I was locked in." Sometimes some players can just get locked in regardless of what's around them. You hear no outside noise apart from what's going on the pitch. But some players haven't got that, so they get more affected by the stuff that's going on off the pitch.
It's true. But you just need that needle, man. You need that warrior-like mentality. Any elite sportsman, do you know what I'm saying? I hear a lot of them talking about Michael Jordan documentary, man. They always quote that, like, because, like, when I watch that, I'm like, yeah, I get it, man. Like, this is what it's all about. Like, to be that elite sportsman, to have that mindset, it's everything, innit? But that's what I was going to ask about players, because obviously I spoke about the transfer window for you lot, because I was intrigued to see who you were linked with, and you lot have come back and just said, nah. Obviously, Spurs are linked with players, but I want to get your perspective on a certain player. Now it's just us three, yeah? What do you think of Adeyemi? Is he shit? Or is he
Are you linked to
worth looking at?
Are you linked to him?
There are sly rumors.
I hope it's him that you get and not man.
There's sly rumors still. What do you think of Adeyemi? Is he a road runner? Is he like or is he a player that he's a former wonder kid and he's just not living up to his potential? Like, is he a Black Werner, Johnson 2.0?
Wow.
Like, I want to know about this German don.
Gabriel Bunglehor and all that, yeah?
Mad.
The German Agbonglo.
Agbonglo, you know. Hey, Gabby.
I don't know. You know what? I've the only time I've ever really watched him like in game is against Newcastle.
Is it? I watched him against.
Was a couple
I watched him in the
Champions
final.
Leagues ago.
I remember watching him in the final, and he missed that chance, and he was just fast. He was like 1v1 with the goalkeeper, fast, blitzed it, and then no end product.
Yeah, that's the last thing you need. It sounds like you're just signing. Just sounds like you're signing Brennan Johnson again, bro, without the goals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like because obviously everyone's knowledge is limited. That's why I wanted to get a quick snapshot of what you thought of it, because I think in the Bundesliga, I should look at the stats now quickly as I speak, but he's got like something like 4 goals and 2 assists, I think, currently. So it's not amazing, but it's not. What is it? Is it 4 goals and 2 assists? Let me see quickly. Season. Yeah, he's got 4 goals and 1 assist. Sorry, 4 goals and 1 assist. That's just the league, though. I don't know about other competitions. So yeah, Kevin Schade, for example, he's got like 6 goals, I think, now in the league, or 7 goals in the league, and about 3 assists or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm comparing the two. Is it better off with like Spurs waiting for like a Kevin Schade over Adeyemi? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but even them ones, you don't really know. Like, you go Prem tried and tested. Sometimes it don't work. Elanga, what was his stats last season?
Yeah,
the minute it's looking a bit spooky for him. He needs a proper upturn in form. There's no guaranteed hits these days. There's just no way of guaranteeing.
Yeah, I want to see Spurs go for. I know he's not like an out and out like right. Well, it's maybe more. It depends. You know, Sarr from Crystal Palace.
Yeah, Ishmael Sarr.
Like, yeah, so I would want to see Spurs go more for a profile like that. Powerful runner, not just fast, but powerful runner. Can run with the ball.
That's an underrated skill, you know, power.
Honestly,
power
just strong,
running
tall,
strong,
athletic, can push the line back, can run in behind. Even he's got a bit of a dribble here and there. Like, I want that. Like, I would want that if I was a Spurs, because you've had too many. I know, like Odeberts, and they're pretty.
Pretty boys.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they're pretty and
soft.
Yeah, like that's the feeling I get. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, now I'll tell this before. Magnus looks pretty, but he is very very
pause if we have to. Yeah,
he's an aggressive player as well. Like he's there. Well, I just think like you need this powerful, because I think that's the main reason why you sold Brendan. Like, yes, he's pacey, but he's not a powerful runner, and he's not going to hold off defenders.
Brenda.
So if I was a Spurs fan, I'd be more looking at least that type of profile, in my view. Like, so that's why maybe I'm a big fan of Kulusevski, but he prefers to be on the inside. Because if you got Kulusevski, the central, Sarr on the right, Solanke in front.
Don't you think Spurs have a bit of a proper issue then? Because you've got Kudos on the right, you've got Kulusevski on the right. You've got Al-Khalouch now that we're linked to strongly.
What do you mean that Al-Khalouch now? Like, it's done.
Like, it was done and dusted.
I meant to say, how did I say? I said like now.
You've got Al-Khalouch now with the exact.
No, I meant like
ready to come off the bench and that, bro. Like, ready to come off the bench and that.
We're linked to him now. Yeah, don't get triggered. I'm just saying. Don't you think that's a bit of a poor squad planning?
Yes.
Yeah. You don't need another one there. No way. Not just to cover injuries. Like, that's just silly.
It depends on what your profile is. So I don't know how you class, what kind of winger you'd class Kudus, because Kudus actually likes to play central as well. So does Kudus. So that makes sense.
Kudus, you've got Al-Khalouch. Everyone's saying he's a 10.
Wide playmaker.
But he's a wide playmaker, exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
Wide playmaker.
Yeah,
like a Cole Palmer.
Right then. Yeah. So then you've got like a wide playmaker, Kulu. He's a central player that can play wide. And you've got, I'd say, Kudos, as you said, can play central, but he's an orthodox winger, I'd say.
I would say Kudos in today's game would be better in and around the 10 spot than the other players we've just spoken about. because of his physicality. Because all of the sixes nowadays are beasts. They're monsters. Like they're just strong, quick, tackle up, but highly technical at the same time. So you put an Akiyush in there, they get overawed a little bit. They can get pushed off the ball a little bit more. But you put Kudus in there, you still get a similar level of effect.
So you would have Kudus in the middle and Akalush out wide.
If that's how you were going to set it up, yeah.
And then obviously, where's Conor Gallagher and where's Xavi?
I saw an interesting take today. I forgot who the guy's name is. He's like a big analyst. And he thought Gallagher's better off as a second striker.
Wow.
Box
that's what he did for Palace, wasn't it?
Yeah. You know, doesn't have to take too much time to think. He's got a good striker.
Solanke and then let Conor Gallagher running behind him.
He's also very good in the press.
Yeah.
Superb in the press. And he doesn't want too much to do in the middle of the park. He wants to be out there in the press. And I thought...
What do you not think of that signing?
I like it.
I like it, yeah. So do I.
CG.
I like it.
But we're Newcastle fans. Whenever I hear like a lot of the other tops, like the first thing people do is start bursting out laughing for the banter. But then I don't understand why, because he's a quality player. I like every manager has been under that have had him. He's a quality player. Maybe because it adds to the fact of what's going on at Tottenham as well, and it's not, and the vision isn't overly clear. Like what is they're trying to achieve. I can see that Frank wants to, like, he obviously had people linked to Morgan Rogers before, and that's Conor Gallagher. You can see that he's looking for a robust player. So I think he's looking for that. I think he's trying to be a little bit more robust through the middle of the park. But I think he's a quality player. I hope Frank uses him properly.
So because like I think where a lot of people are splitting hairs at the moment, you've got Bentancur who got injured, right? And he plays basically in the double pivot, right? Now, from what I've heard from you guys, Conor Gallagher does not fit that remit. So then we're light in that area where you've got Paulinho and Archie Gray. Bergval's picked up a knock, so they're still waiting to hear like the extent of the actual injury. Pape Sarr's coming back from AFCON, but he is box to box, you know. Bergval's box to box. Archie Gray for me is box to box as well. Basuma, obviously, he's not getting a look in because of the balloons and that, but
and the models and limos and everything else.
Probably
he's a madman.
He's got a studio in his yard. Probably got a couple French rappers loading up now, a couple tracks. But the point I'm making is, profile-wise, do you know what I mean? Does it make sense? Like again, Conor Gallagher for squad building, because we spoke about squad building, and like another thing, do Spurs need to sell Sarr or loan out Bergval and Archie Gray to kind of allow that Conor Gallagher in? Or does Xavi have to go out on the bench? Because Xavi was meant to be the number 10.
If you sell Bergval, I'll take him. I'd sell Willock and take Bergval for sure. He would suit right into Newcastle. If you want to make that mistake, I'll take Bergval.
No, but I'm throwing out that whole squad planning thing. Do you understand? Because Conor Gallagher take minutes from Bergval is what I'm asking. Or does he take minutes from Xavi? Like, I feel like he takes minutes from someone, but who?
I feel like you'd want to play both. A Xavi and a Gallagher, you'd want to play together. I don't think a Bergval and a Gallagher really works.
Frank play as Xavi and a Conor Gallagher? Would you reckon?
Yeah, I think so. I think
yeah. And then how does that look defensively as well? If you got Conor Gallagher,
how do you normally set up? Is it more of a
4-3-3
or a 4-2-3-1?
4-2-3-1 he normally plays.
So you'd have to play Xavi more, like one of them further forward, just in like the 10. But I'd go Xavi more 10 and Gallagher next to a Paulinho or something like that.
Nah, not in the pivot. Gallagher, not in the pivot. I think you'll have to have two advanced 8s. So I'd have Gallagher on the left.
That's what I'm saying. Two advanced 8s. Does he play like that?
He's going to have to.
Just exposes the 6. Your 6 needs to be different.
Who's your 6 at the moment?
Paulinho now, because Bentancur's injured. 3 months.
You got two athletic centre backs, so that's why it works for you. Like, it's not over a huge risk, to be honest. But you need a deep line 6, deep line playmaking 6, which you don't have, right?
Mm.
Do you? You don't have a deep playmaking six, do
No,
you?
we do not have. Definitely do not have that.
No.
Definitely do not have that.
So that's the missing
This is what
part.
I'm talking about. Squad planning. This is where I'm trying to ask that question. Is the Conor Gallagher signing make sense when you think about what the squad needs? Seeing that Bentancur's injured, Basuma's out partying, and we got two young boys in Archie Gray and Bergvall, and even Sartis to extent.
Isn't he just trying to sort of recreate kind of what he had at Brentford?
So Brentford, he had Yarmalock, Jensen, he had Norgard,
and then he had a Damsgaard that played a little bit
as well as a playmaker.
So we pair like three of them four that we just said. Two of them, one of them is more of a sitter, one of them is more of a box to box kind of guy, and then the guy that gets on the ball and plays. He's looking.
So you're saying Javi's the one that gets the ball and plays.
I would say so. Yeah.
Conor Gallagher's the box to box.
Yeah.
And then Pauline is the one.
He's the guy that sort of sits in, mops it up, keeps everything sort of together in there.
So more of a 3 then, more of a 4-3-3 then. Would you say?
It doesn't really look like a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 on paper. It looks it would look a bit odd on paper because Paulinho would sit, Gallagher would do his bit, and Xavi would sort of be in whatever half space they want him in. So it wouldn't look like a proper formation, but it just seems to work. You put people in spaces that are effective.
But also, I don't know if he's looking at kind of what we're doing as well, because you've got the two centre backs, and then you'll have the inverted full backs who can play, whether it's Udogie and who's on the right side again for you guys?
Spencer
Porro.
Porro's so it's like a 2.
Porro's played every single game on the right back.
Yeah, he's tired out, man. So if he does it like that, like it's a 4-3-3, but it turns into a 2-3-2-3 type of thing, or 3-2-3-2, then the deep line situation gets a little bit more resolved, and you can play with your advanced 8 because you can have. I think Gallagher and Xavi have to be your advanced 8s. The two different type ones, but they really like Xavi against Villa. That version of Xavi, I was like, oh, this is good. If he can do this consistently, this is a very good Xavi.
He can come outside the box as well, which Frank doesn't typically like.
Superb. So yeah, it could work that way. But Archie Gray is meant to be like, when we were looking at Archie Gray, we were looking to put him in the 6. Just keep on playing him right back. Archie Gray is meant to be that guy. So maybe that's the plan going forward. It should be. He should have been anyway.
Yeah, it's a weird one because I think what Spurs fans, a lot of them are saying, not all Spurs fans, we need someone to progress the ball like a passer. And Archie Gray seems to me like he's more of a ball carrier than he is a passer in terms of volume. So I'm not saying he can't pass the ball. Do you know what I'm saying? And he can't switch, because I think against Villa in the first half, that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to play balls over the top into Richarlison. He's trying to switch it out to the left to Tell to run in behind at times, and other times he's trying to switch it out to Porro, who's playing more of a wing back, higher up right, full back. He's playing slightly higher up when Odobert would tuck in. But yeah, that was the ammo. But when I say like progressive passing, I don't mean switches of play. I don't mean balls over the top. I mean passing through the lines. And I'm like, can Archie Gray do that? Is he brave enough to pass through a block, through like a 4-4-2 where he needs to part the seat, where he's got a front two with a midfield there, and he's going to pass it into Xavi when Xavi's higher up? I'm not sure Archie Gray can do that. And so we go back to Conor Gallagher. Does Conor Gallagher resolve that? No, he does not.
No.
So that's the reason why a lot of people are frustrated, because it's squad planning that it looks a bit off.
But also it's an opportunity. So I think
definitely.
And that's what January transfers. It's a bit like a puzzle. You've got to have got the face and body, but you just don't have the legs. You're like, where's the legs going to be? What's January? And Gallagher's available. He wants to play for England, but he needs minutes. So that's the reason why. So he's gonna be playing first team. Like that's the only reason that he'd move. I think he should have gone to Villa. No disrespect, but like I think.
Do you think he would get minutes though at Villa?
I think that's why he didn't go. I think that's what clinched it for him. He's not going to get minutes at Villa. He wasn't going to get minutes at us. Eddie Howe loves him, but he couldn't guarantee him the minutes. So I think that's why he's coming to you guys. I think maybe that deep line playmaker doesn't come for you until summer.
But as we said, if Spurs were to get Al-Kalouche,
Still
does
need to
that
get the
kind
ball
of
there though. If you've got no one who gets the ball there, then
is that irrelevant then?
He can play it, but you don't want him to be like because then you're looking at a fluid, very like rotational way that Spurs are going to play if you're going to do that, which I don't know if Frank is known for. So you'd have Al-Kalouche starting off at the right, going into the centres, or then deep, or then going in between the two centre backs and collecting the ball that way. Which he does from time to time for Monaco, but not like overly. If you look at his heat map, it's not a big thing that he does. So I don't think it resolves it. It might add.
Because what I'm trying to get at, does he? Because if Xavi is playing as the advanced midfielder and you've got Conor Gallagher, one will be typically playing in the right half space, in the right pocket.
Yeah.
And the other one will be playing in the left pocket.
Yes.
So then if Al-Kalouche wants to drift in, are they blocking each other's
congested?
Paths? Is it congested? You see what I'm trying to say? I know they're like intelligent. They're meant to have IQ and they know where to move if someone's gone into that space. But as you said, we're not used to seeing Frank have those type of fluid systems. Like, does it make sense? This is what I'm trying to compute.
But
like,
maybe they don't always play together. Maybe he rotates between Xavi and Al-Kalouche. Or Xavi or Al-Kalouche and Connor. Maybe just rotates them.
Or I think the other thing, the jigsaw of the piece could be that Xavi, even though I don't think he's a left winger, but if they were to play a 4-2-2, for example, so 2 sitters and then 2 kind of 8s, and then 2 up front where you've got like a false 9 and then a striker, that could possibly work, like you were saying earlier. Where you could play a right 8 of Al-Kalouche, a left 8 of Simmons, a false 9 of Conor Gallagher, and a slanky up top. Then maybe that would make sense.
Yeah.
And the 2 sitting would be Paulinho and Gray. So that'd be the 4-2-2.
Yes. Yeah.
Am I making sense, Mitch?
Or yeah, it makes sense. I don't like the sound of it in practicality.
No, but that's what I'm trying to ask. That's what I'm getting at. I want you to say, no, practically.
If Newcastle would set up in that way with those players, I wouldn't like the look of it, to be honest.
Do you prefer that the runners running in behind from wide angles? So you prefer like your 4-2-3-1s or your 4-3-3s where you have a traditional front 3 up top?
It just looks like a team that works in patches. It works at times. It doesn't look like it's something that's going to be functional over long periods of time. You're hoping for it to click at a certain time, but it will only do it in bits and pieces. It's certain times, like you look at City, the way City do it. I know they're a level above most teams, to be fair, but they do it to such a level that they do the 4-2-2-2. And it's so fluid and different players are going out into different positions, and Bernardo Silva seems to end up in every single position on the pitch throughout the game. And they're all comfortable wherever they go. The way you just laid that out, you've got certain players you don't want in certain positions, and it's just like and if you get to that point, you need to play a different system for me.
That's what I'm asking, because I'm like, is it down to the coach then to coach these players? Because you talk about Pep. Pep knows that system. He's played with that system. He's tinkered with that.
Yeah,
he played it as a player, so he's going to be able to teach that. Whereas Frank now, he's more used to not having the ball, more transitional, more direct football. Go on.
But do you even, because transfer rumors, but they were saying that Gallagher wasn't even Frank's idea; it's the club's idea, and that goes back to even if Frank is going to be there past the summer, really. So is it more of a club thing than Frank thing? Obviously, he just had Paratici leave. Like I said, good riddance to the man. But it's not, is everyone aligned? Like who's I guess, yeah. Like I'm. So I don't know if it's a Frank thing. Does he know what he's doing? Or it could be a lot of things. Does Frank is Frank doing the bad squad building? Is it the owners? Is it whose idea is this? Or is it also just a situation where you had an opportunity to get a quality player and you brought him in? All those things in the mix. Like, is there a clear pathway? Does it all make sense? So I think that's why maybe you're kind of struggling to find out, okay, if you're going to get him and then you're linked to Al-Kalouche, how does that all work essentially? So I think it's a reflection of what's happened at your board and your sporting directors, to be honest.
It's a mess, yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. That's the issue. But I've got to jump off, boys, though. But absolute pleasure as always with you guys, yeah.
Big up, man.
Big up the chat. Bro. Big up everyone. God bless, folks. Take care.
Love, bro. We'll just carry on, me and you, Mitch.
Cool.
No, but like that's what I'm saying. That's where my head's at. Like Akalush is a quality signing, but I think the fan base was screaming for a progressive passer, and then B, a left wing option. But going back to Toon's point, club signing, we were chasing Conor Gallagher before Frank came in, like under Ange 2 years ago. That was one of the first signings. Well, not one of the first signings, but it was one of the players that he wanted in his first season. And I think Levy turned it down because he didn't want to either pay the fee from Chelsea, or I can't remember, it was something else, but basically we decided to go against it. And so now obviously Frank's come in, and they've done a press video where Frank's talking to him, and there's a statement's come out and said, Frank spoke to him and Conor Gallagher liked the idea and the vision. So they're trying to push this image that it was a Frank signing, and Langer's all shaking his hand, so they're making Langer go in there as well. So it looks like Paratici has nothing to do with it. It's like a new movement. But like, do you think then, like, it is a case of planning for the next manager? Do you agree with Toon?
I think it's more the route that a lot of clubs go down. They just plan for the club. Like, they don't plan for certain managers, because if that manager then bombs out, he's set up in his vision, in his plan, and the players don't suit what you're trying to do as a club. So if the club are signing players that they think can work in like various systems under various managers, because they'll have a list of managers, regardless of whether your manager's secure, the club will have who they feel could be their next manager and who could be the next below that. They'll have a little list. So they'll make sure they're signing players in line and thinking if he comes in, he can deal with that player and he can deal with that player as well. So they don't want it to all become a line. This is where I feel Man United have gone wrong.
I was going to get onto that.
So they've signed a bag of players that felt like they wanted to fit into a system that Amorim wants to play. Now they're going to bring in the next guy who might not want to play that system.
They're linked to De Zerbi, aren't they? They're linked to De Zerbi at the moment.
They are, yeah. And they brought in Carrick for the vibes till the end of the season. And it's like, well, can Carrick get a tune out of these players? Can these players play how Carrick wants them to play?
Yeah, this is the thing. That's what I'm like. I'm looking at Man United's situation. I'm looking at Spurs' situation. Akalush is another player we were looking at in the summer. And that's the reason why maybe they're accelerating it, because Kudus has been injured.
Yeah.
But again, it goes back to what I was saying before. Is he the left wing option that was needed, that where Spurs are lacking? Because we don't have, unless they're saying Tell's good enough to play there for now, but Tell's now pushing for a move out because he doesn't believe that he's even a left winger. He thinks he's a striker. He said, I'm not a winger, I'm a striker. Why are you playing me out there? And he's been linked to Paris FC. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So there's a bit of disparity between the manager, where we're playing them, and what fans want, the club wants. Because we were looking at Savinho. Savinho's been injured now for 2 months. He's going to be injured. He's out for 2 months. So then now we've got to look for a different option on that left wing.
Yeah, but where does Odegaard normally play?
Normally plays on the left wing, but against Villa, they made him play on the right wing because Kudus is out injured.
Okay, I think, well, it kind of does make sense with Kudus' injury. As much as you've got, like, we'll talk about Kudus FC, he can play various positions. So he's a bit of a Swiss Army knife. He can do so many different things that don't think he can be pigeonholed into the right wing. And if you're looking to get Europe next season, that's 4 competitions. You need sort of 2 players for every position. So if you're saying our right wing options are Kudus and Akliouche, that's very, very strong. So I can see the reasoning behind that. But it will again, it depends what system you're playing. If you're playing the 4-2-2-2, maybe not.
All right. So break down to me where Akalush fits in the formation that you were talking about. And what is the formation you're talking about? 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3? Let's clear that up first.
Well, I've always looked at him in the Newcastle formation, which is normally set up as a 4-3-3.
Okay, so where does Akalush fit in the 4-3-3?
He would be the right of the 4-3-3, the top right of the 3, where Murphy plays or where Elanga has been playing at times.
Right,
he would fit in that. That's the perfect spot for him, because that half 10 space there, you can get in there, you can drop in there, you can go down the line, he can cut in, link up with Voltemada now. even if Vista's playing, when he makes his smart little runs in behind and he's cutting in, he can slip him in.
Yeah,
he would have been perfect for low blocks, all kinds of stuff.
of course. So then I'm saying, like, we've got our striker. The striker's whoever the striker is.
Yeah.
Who's playing on the left wing?
There's where you've got, say, Tell is happy or isn't happy. They're looking at Tell and Odobert as their two at the minute. If Tell then leaves, you need to replace one. But at the minute, you've got Kudos, who's just one on the right. So as much as you might look at it from a quality standpoint, the left is more important. From a number standpoint, the right, you've only got one. Because if that one's down, you're playing someone there who's not actually a right midfielder. You're switching Odobert, who's part of your left-sided pool, onto the right side.
Okay, so then in the midfield, then, as I said before, you've got Xavi, you've got Conor Gallagher, you've got Paulinho, you've got Archie Gray. In your head, what makes sense for that system to be? Who's that three in the midfield?
I feel Paulinho has to play. And then it would depend on the team. So if you're playing, say you're at home against bottom 5, bottom 6, play Paulinho on his own, sat in, and have 2 8s with him that go and support, get up and down the pitch. If you're playing away to Liverpool, put Archie Gray next to him, and then maybe put Conor Gallagher in the 10, a little bit more work rate, a little bit more bite, but can still support the striker, got the legs to get up beyond your Solankis, or if Solanke's going to win a knockdown, Gallagher's got the legs to be in and around the space that the knockdown's going to drop. So, like, it's an adapter. It has to be kind of an adaptable three in your midfield. All of your midfielders, every midfielder in the league should be slightly adaptable. Or
so you're in support of the Al-Khalou signing and the Conor Gallagher signing?
Yeah. They're two players I would have at Newcastle now. If we signed them 2 players in January, I'd be relatively happy. I wouldn't be upset with you for signing whatsoever.
Oh, I hear it. Cool. I want to talk about Man United quick, if I can. Manchester United, obviously, they're in a situation where they're managerless. Amorim got sacked for talking out against the club, and rightly so. Like you said, they've got vibes right now. They lost their last game. Who was in charge? It was Fletcher, wasn't it?
Fletcher was in charge.
Fletcher was in charge, but they decided to go with Carrick.
Yeah.
And so you're saying, like, Raw, he's there for vibes to the end of the season. Do you think like a back four makes a difference compared to the back three that they had? Because I think that was the whole issue. Most fans had, the board had, or like saying to Amorim, can you play a back four? Does it suit them to play a back four, knowing that they've got, they're going to have to start playing with wingers when they've been using their 10s and like Bruno.
Yeah.
We've got Mbumo coming back from AFCON. They've got Ahmad. Where does Ahmad play now that he's
back?
Where
do Berendam play? There's Berendam. You could name half of their squad and say, where do they play now?
Yeah.
Like, it's mad. They've got quite a few centre backs like that. Hayden Heavens come on quite well. Euro,
I think he's coming on.
Martinez is back. They got De Ligt. Like, they've got a bag of centre
Euro is there as well.
Yeah. Right back. Who have they even got who played like Dallo? They're going to play Dallo or Mazraoui right back, and then Shaw or Dorgu left back.
Yeah.
None of that sounds. They've got loads of centre backs that like to play in the free and fullbacks that like to be wing backs. So you're going to go to a back four and think that's going to be better. And then you look at centre midfield is the depressing thing for Man U fans for me.
So right. Let me fast forward into De Zerbi. Supposing they were to get De Zerbi,
yeah.
Like, how does he manage to shift that squad across? Because is that poor squad planning again? Like, if we're going to change and get De Zerbi down, or can De Zerbi like use that squad and play like a back five? And
I think it suits a back. I think the defensive players suit a back five. They now need to go out and sign.
But I'm saying, is De Zerbi the guy for them then? Because De Zerbi typically play.
I'm not a massive De Zerbi fan. I know people rate De Zerbi quite highly. I've never been enamored with him massively. I think he's a decent manager. Don't think he's ever really going to be elite, but he's probably the level that Man United are. I wouldn't swap him for Eddie Howe.
Okay.
Eddie Howe's in like this weird little middle ground on his own at the minute. So you've got like Pep, I think he's clear of everybody. I think Arteta and Emery are on a level. Eddie Howe's just below that. And then I think you've got a little batch of managers underneath that. I feel De Zerbi falls into that batch below everybody else, to be honest.
All right. So, okay, De Zerbi comes to Man United. Not even before that, actually. You know what? Forget De Zerbi for a second. Let's just talk about Man United. And do you think they're out of that top four kind of question right now then because of the sacking of Amorim? Because they were creating a lot of chances. Like I don't have the stats in front of me, but I remember watching Match of the Day and they were talking about, and even watching their games, you could see they could create chances, but they just weren't clinical. Sesko, he looks all right to me. He's good feet, but again, like his finishing in the box, he just needs to be a bit more clinical, in my opinion, because what was the game they were playing last? The last game they played, it was a FA Cup game, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
Brighton. They played Brighton, yeah.
Brighton, yeah.
Yeah, and Brighton beat them. They knocked them out. But I just remembered that Sesko was looking after the ball well, and then he was recycling it, just laying it off, and then he was trying to get into the box. And I thought he did that quite well. But there was a couple of chances he had, and I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. You know, like back in the day. Yeah, brother. A striker puts that away, and I'm like, bro, these. You know what it is? I think it's because all of these brothers now, they're all young. They're all young kids. They're all young bucks. They ain't got those minutes yet, in my opinion, where they're able to have that composure, know what shot. Because I think it's shot selection. Like sometimes valve shot, meaning power. Sometimes in your instep, use that kind of placement finish. You know, like Dwight York used to do, Andy Cole used to do. Boom. And the keeper's coming out, it's going to place it. Don't need to use a lot of power. You know, I think Henry talks about being ice cold. You know, when you're in that box, ice cold. A lot of people used to have to power it through. Sometimes now you don't need to blaze it. You just need to kind of have a little bit of finesse on it. And you can think the keeper, put it through his legs, pick your angle, do it early. And I feel like some of these strikers are coming in and yeah, they're good footballers. Technically, they can look after it. They've got a good first touch. It sets them up. But again, it's just the IQ in that final third, which doesn't make them a killer in that scenario. And I felt like with Sesko, they've got to play like that. And I'm like, again, after Højlund, they've got another forward that he's going to need time, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%.
Become that elite striker that they're looking for.
I'd be surprised, because you hear, no matter what striker, all of these strikers that we've named from back in the day, you hear interviews about them, interviews with them.
Hasselbank.
Yeah, they all talk about after training, just grabbing a bag of balls, even if there's a goalie or not, practicing finishes.
Yeah.
Like, I question whether strikers do that now. Because they seem to get in positions and they don't seem to know. Like, I remember, like, no matter back in, you see a Fowler, a Riot, man like that. The ball drops to them in the box. They don't even look up. They see the ball, they get their head down and think, right, I'm gonna do this to finish it. And
they know where the net is, bro.
Yeah. And they know what finish they're going to give they know what finish they're going to try, where it seems like players there's too much thought behind it. It's like, let's take a touch, let's try and do this, let's try and do that. No, like it should be instinct. The instinct is gone for many strikers now, I feel. And you only get that. Like, it's not something you don't have to teach instinct, but if you're on the training ground and you're trying a bag of finishes, the ball drops in a certain way and something clicks in your mind and you're like, right, I've done that in training 100 times. Bang, goal.
Half volley.
Harry Kane will be one that people talk about that do it. Like, I know full well he stayed after training, bags of balls, all kinds of finishes, left foot, right foot, dinks, volleys, everything, to make sure that if it dropped him in a game, his body will, like, the muscle memory was there of what he was going to do. I don't think strikers do that enough these days. I might be wrong, but that's what it looks like to me with some of the finishing. I
think Mbeumo right now is probably their starting right winger.
Yeah, 100%.
They play the 4-3-3, but I feel bad for Ahmad because I was looking at him at AFCON and I was like, rah, United have got a player.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? They've got a top player.
But who goes left of a 4-3-3 for you?
Oh, Ahmad could actually go there, to be fair.
You're right. Yeah, no, there's a spot.
Fair enough. It's just interesting because then they're like, what happens to Cunha now?
Yeah, exactly. What happens to Bruno Fernandes? Who plays the 6 if you're trying to play Cunha, Bruno Fernandes?
What happens to Maino? Does Maino come in? Does he play? Because he's coming like, oh, I'm happy to stay now that my man's gone. So I'm just scratching my head. But where do you fit in, bro? Like, where do you go?
But the same as what Toon said earlier. Big up, Jay.
Big up, Jay, bro.
Same as what Toon said earlier about liking having Santos next to Enzo for Chelsea close together because it looks more solid. If you're playing Mainu, you need someone else who sits and runs and tackles very well to allow him to do what Mainu does, because Mainu's very good on the ball, but defensively and going towards his own goal, he's useless. So where do you play him? He's not really a 10. He's not really an 8. For me, he is. He hasn't got the legs to be an 8. I don't think he's technically good enough back to goal to play a 10. So really, he has to play the double pivot, and you need a bit of a monster next to him. And I don't think he's good enough to have someone else sort of carrying the
Yeah,
water.
Tottenham
for him
could
to
take
play.
Manu. Yeah, do you reckon that could be? Like,
I genuinely don't think it would even benefit you. I don't think he's
Serious?
good enough. Don't think he's good enough. I'm telling you.
mad. It's a hard one. I don't know what Manu's better off going to Syria. Syria A, in my opinion.
He would kill it out there.
With a good coach as well.
Both of them. With
a good coach as well, because they would teach him about pauser. You know what I mean? Like resting with the ball, slowing the game down.
Yeah.
Knowing when to pick that short pass, when to get the head up to kind of play the little diagonals or whatever. So yeah, Manu for me, I think he should go abroad.
Yeah.
It's going to take him a while to figure it out. Once, who knows though? Carrick could come in and say like, "You're one of ours, innit?" And he might start him a couple games, but it might be to his detriment, like you said, because if defensively he's not checking his mirrors, he's not switched on, positionally he might be out of like all over the place. Then he's going to get found wanting. Do you know what I mean? If his lateral movement's not good, or he's not able to cover ground properly, Manu. Yeah, I don't know.
This 6 months could be make or break for him. If Carrick doesn't rate him in that position, then I don't see how he does it at the top level, because Carrick was elite in what Manu's kind of trying to do in that position. So,
hey Jay, we're talking about Manchester United at the moment, and obviously your guy there, Bruno. Like I'm asking, like, where does he play? Because I'm saying, they were complaining about playing a back five. They need to play a back four, and Carrick's gonna come in, play a back four. Where does Bruno or Cunha or Manu fit in that 4-3-3?
Well, so like I look at it kind of the point of like, is Bruno and that's kind of how I would like, you know how I am about Bruno. Bruno Defense League chairman.
Bruno and the rest of them. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Bruno plus 10 other players. Like don't no, but the logic around it, like to me, even there's almost the logic to like if I'm Carrick. Personally, I'd be looking at it and I'd probably be thinking like half of these games we're going to play, I might play a back three. Because if you're trying to get the best results, you kind of vary what's been going on already, versus implementing something really quickly and seeing how it goes. Do you know what I mean? We know that United's back three is competent in this league, to a point where you say mistakes and little things have cost them. So I'd expect a mix of a back three and a back four across his time, because it makes sense to build. I wouldn't be surprised to see a back three against City. Do you see what I mean? Because it makes sense to build on what you've got rather than try and implement a brand new system.
Man City this weekend, right?
Yeah. 12:30.
So that's interesting, but in terms of just Manu and stuff, I think that the good thing is when you're a player who's out of the team, there's an old wrestling quote which I like, which is, "How can I miss you if you never go away?" Yeah, and it refers to when you're a wrestler and you're on every week. Like when you go away, the fans miss you. You make a glorious return, etc. I've always adapted it to football, and I'm like, players often their value increases when they're not playing. Yeah, because you romanticize the player. You look back through rose-tinted glasses as to how that player had performed, and that's why I think, not to an extent, but like with Manu, the limitations in his game have always been quite clear. And to me, it's almost like, is he such a good player? You build around his limitations. You can make a logical argument. No, you can make a logical argument. Yes. But this is where it's like, in this era of Premier League where it is very physical, it is a lot about the hard yards, out of possession, running, all of these things. These are very important things. You look at a player, for me, like a Curtis Jones, right? And he's a very good example of...
You can take him at Spurs.
100%, absolutely. He'd be our best midfielder, clearly. But the thing is he's highly, he's very, very press resistant, highly technical.
Do you think he lacks physicality, though, at times?
Not really. If I think about Curtis Jones, and I think, how often do I see him brushed off the ball? Not very often. How often do I see him give the ball away under a press? Not very often. How often do I
Winning the
see
ball
him
back,
misplace?
though, physicality is
Pardon?
winning the ball back, dueling. That
Yeah,
type.
but I don't think he's not like I think I think Curtis Jones out of possession is a good presser. Like I'd go as far as to say he's a good presser. Do you know what I mean? As in, like, when I'm thinking about the player, I'm not like, oh my god, he's like Conor Gallagher on Steads. I'm like, he's a good presser. You're not. It's not a net negative having him in the team off the ball. You could make an argument that it is a net negative off the ball having Mainu in the team. So straight away, you've also then got like Jones can play with the ball further up the pitch more consistently. Do you know what I mean? So in the final third, even if he's not necessarily giving you GA, he's not losing the ball in those areas.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean? You can give him the ball and he's safe. He's gonna keep it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So if you look at that kind of player is like it's almost like if you look at PSG and you look at like a Fabian Ruiz, a player that you can give the ball, he's going to be really, really technically strong with it. He'll come up with some bangers and good goals, but his job is to facilitate, you know, the synergy between the team, the associative play of the players. Do you know what I mean? Like Curtis Jones's job is more about associative play than it is about GA or defending.
I agree.
Do you see what I mean? So that's the kind of player he is. There's not like a Paqueta. Do you see what I mean? Associative play rather than GA or this. Now, there's not a lot of teams where you can get away if you're a top team with that. Do you know what I mean? It has to be more definitive. Do you see what I'm saying? So with Mainu, the optimum version of him, you have to build around him to facilitate that. So if United, say for example, were to get Belabor, that would probably help
Mainu. A lot. I agree.
But
definitely,
if they were to get Elliot Anderson, he's probably 1 foot out the door.
Right. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. No, it's interesting because I think they've got problems now because I don't think Carrick will play the back three. I think he will try to appease the fans and what the club will do. I don't know if it's going to be too many what's it called? Too many cooks in the kitchen?
Too many cooks, yeah.
Where they're saying to him, like, you know, they've got the ideas. The reason why they got Ahmed out was it's going to be very interesting to see if they do the whole back four, back three thing. Because or if he starts with a back four, it gets a bit messy, doesn't go to plan, he start losing games, and they think, you know what? Carrick says, I need to go to a back three, otherwise, you know.
Yeah, but then that has to work. Like, because he's gone away from his plan and gone, right, let me try back to what they were doing before that was doing okay. If that then fails again, it's like, right, you're just not.
Is he auditioning as well? Do you think he's auditioning?
It's an audition, Man United won.
I think he's. I make the argument if he makes Champions League,
that's what I'm asking.
Like, because United haven't qualified for the Champions League under Ineos, so if he does something that they've not managed to do prior to him getting there, does he keep his job?
I don't think he will.
I think the only reason he wouldn't in that circumstance, it's almost like a role reversal Ten Hag, isn't it? Like, it's almost like the guy's done well. Do you want to keep him on, kind of thing, rather than the other? But I agree with you, Mitch, largely because the quality of manager on the market this summer is probably too much to resist for Man United. It's too much. If you think United could have, you know, you could take Nagelsmann, Enrique might be on the market. You'll have Tuchel will probably be on the market. De Zerbi, they could probably get him if they wanted him. So that's 4 managers who are like, oh, that's even before Maresca is on the market. You know, like, so that's like, and of those managers, I'd say at least 80% of them might be in the Prem next season, maybe.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's like it's even just by trickle down effect, right?
But
Trickle
you
down.
know what, Jay? I think he'll get a top job if he gets United fourth. He will get a job. He'll put himself out there in the market.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
like
yeah.
a Bournemouth or something.
Puts himself in position for a Premier League opportunity, 100%. But I think Man United will brought him in as interim to line up one of these guys we're talking about for the summer. They'll be having them discussions. So by the time he's done what, like, say he gets Champions League, by the time he's done that, they've already lined the next guy up. So it's irrelevant. I think that's the road it's going to go down, to be honest.
Yeah. But you want to be looking at it from the point of view of like, there is a lot of good managers, and I think
Jay, you forgot to mention Xabi Alonso as well.
Yeah. So Alonso, so like if I'm a manager in the Premier League now at a top 6 club, I'd be like, oh, like Spurs. Like if you're Spurs now, I'm like chill, because it's like what will be with Frank, because like in the summer it's a madness. Like this, like Frank's either gonna really sort it out in the second half of the season, or it's just a plethora of managers, and just by the effect of the trickle down effect, like I was saying, there's a limit of opportunities. Let's look at what we've got. So let's say Chelsea, they've got a manager, so they're not included. Arsenal, they've got a manager. Cool. Now we start looking at City. Okay, what's going to happen with City? Is Pep going? So there's a job there. You make the argument. Maresca, Xabi, Alonso, maybe those two might be. You know, you think to yourself, would City ever think about Emery?
That would be interesting.
Yeah,
like I'm not saying they would. Like,
if Enrique came available, if Enrique came available,
so it's like Enrique. So you got Enrique, Alonso, or Enrique, Alonso, or what's his face? No,
what about Xavi? Is Xavi getting any questions?
No, but I'm just focusing on City here. Like, so I'm just Alonso. I don't think City would go for Xavi, but I think like Enrique, Maresca, and Enrique, Maresca, and if they also had Xabi Alonso, and then if they also like had like an Iraola just to see what he could do, like just chat wise, that's just for City. That's their shortlist. That's just City, right? So then you've got I'm saying that's what I'm saying. That's just City shortlist. And by the way, I'd love to see City shortlist. 3 of those people can't get the job.
It's true.
4 if Pep doesn't leave.
Yeah.
Right. So trickle down effect. So now the next job, so you got Liverpool.
Possibly.
What will Slot keep his job? If not, Alonso might go there.
What's he got to do to keep his job, Slot? What has he got to do?
I think Champions League and a good show. Make Champions League and a good showing in the Champions League, and he should be fine. Like I think they're looking at this like a mix, some tactical issues, but I think they're looking at the squad compositions. Like if you're a director of football and you're looking at your squad composition, and then you're going to go and sack your manager, and you're looking at how you built this squad, you can't, in good conscience, go to sack your manager and be like, okay, I gave you ammo, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it didn't land straight away, but there was also holes in the squad. The Gay thing has ended up being quite fatal because when Konate was in bad form, he couldn't be taken out. Obviously, Frimpong is the replacement. Who signed off on Frimpong? Was he what he really needed at right back? So there's little things like that. So Liverpool, maybe. So then after that, you've got who's the other big team? United. So United. Okay, so with United, you're looking at Nagelsmann, Maresca, Tuchel, De Zerbi.
That's right.
That's what I'm thinking. Their shortlist will look a variation of 3 of those 4 names plus maybe some others, right? Okay. So far, you've seen, I've mentioned about 6 managers across these roles. 6, 7.
Yeah.
So, of those 6 managers,
quality.
Now, Spurs, right? So now we're talking about Spurs, right?
So what does Frank need to do to keep his job?
Bro, listen, I'm just saying, I don't even know because there's 6 managers. Bro, there's 6 managers I've just mentioned there, and that's even before we get to like the the Honesses and stuff like that. The other
Exactly,
other good, highly rated managers who aren't even part of that 6. So there's 6 managers there, and there's only going to be at least there's maximum. There's going to be United job, yeah. One. There's one guaranteed job. There's like 6, 7 top managers. So back to Frank, brother. I think it's difficult because there's a difference between what we might think he needs to do and what the board might think he needs to do.
What was Vinay's expectations?
I think that I don't like revisionism. That's always been my thing. I try to be as minimally hypocritical, and I'm like, if I was wrong, I was wrong. I messed up an opinion. I messed up an opinion.
I respect it.
So when Frank was coming in, he was talking about building on the Europa League. He was talking about what a good job we've done. We've done this and that. On the flip side, now he's like, well, we finished 17th. You know, how are we even a Champions League side?
And fans are echoing that as well. It's crazy.
So the thing is like, you look at the mitigation. Okay, what offers mitigation? And the thing I could say is, well, look at the team, right, that played last season. Yeah, like the main attack. And if you can say it was Kulu, Maddison, Solanke, Son. None of them. He's had none of them all season. Not one. I don't think there's a team I've ever seen in the Premier League where, maybe Bournemouth actually, Bournemouth's defense, but like a team which has just started the season and they're missing like the entire attack. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, as in, like, I've never seen it before. The entire attack, poof, gone. So it's like, I've never, bro. That's what I'm saying. So when people are like poof, gone. It's when people are critiquing Frank, yeah, I'm there. Do you know what I mean? When people are rushing him, I'm there to give him a bit of a kicking too. But it's important to kind of not be fair. I don't even want to say be fair. I'm saying like it's important to be like.
No, I've said it before as well. No, you're right. Because you look at it like, even when Ange first came, no matter what we say, he had a fully fit Vicario. I know he just signed him, but he had a fully fit Vicario, Van der Ven, who just come in, fully fit, and Romero. So he had the back line fit, the doggy, Porro. Yeah. So the back 5 was fit. And he had an attack fit, front line as well, with Son. I know he lost Kane because that was always the caveat, but Son, Solanke hadn't gone yet, but he had Kulusevski on the right wing, and he had a Maddison. Yeah. So that's your 3 attackers there. Do you know
but
what I mean?
Don't forget as well, just don't contest. It's like, remember he lost Perisic to an ACL.
Yeah, true.
Everyone always forgets that.
Yeah. That's very true. But what I'm saying is, if Frank had, like you just said, the front line, then he would have less of a leg to stand on. Do you know what I mean?
100%. But he could make the argument that performances will be much better.
Yeah.
Is it the front line that's causing you problems at the minute? Is that where the team's falling down?
Well, this is it now. This is where it becomes interesting, because defensively, where I was expecting an improvement, that hasn't come. That hasn't manifested.
Okay.
Either the eye test or the actual stats. Like, neither of them have seen us improve in terms of like transitional threat. Set pieces, yes. So on the set piece front, well, we're not conceding as much, but we are conceding goals at the edge of our box now. And one of the reporters from Athletic, he used to report for Brentford. I think his name's Jay Harris or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, he's said that Brentford fans picked up on it. They were like, Raya, maybe he's not a good shot stopper from distance.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember when we were going to sign him. That was a narrative that was pushed.
Yeah,
and he does concede, but like the rate he conceded long ranges at Brentford was way higher.
But now we know why, because Vicario is facing the same.
Vicario never used to concede long ranges.
This is it. And now all of a sudden he's facing. So it's a few defensive things where I'm like, well, hang on a second. These are glaring, obvious errors. You're not addressing them. And in my mind, I thought he was the one to be the balance. Like, okay, we had attack, but we never had a defense. And I thought he was going to come in and address some of those issues. Not all of them, because it's a lot to address because of the players that you have in your squad. Because a lot of people say we don't have a good enough, team or squad. But at the same time, when you bring in a coach, the first thing they want to do is stop goals going in, right? Make you harder to beat, make you more solidified. So yeah, that was what it was for me when I came in and I looked at it and I was like, Frank, you're not scoring more goals and we're conceding at a similar rate than we was last season, but maybe in a different way. Yeah. So that's where I'm at with it at the moment. Do you know what I mean? But it was interesting you said about Curtis Jones, because I asked a few Liverpool heads. I don't know if you saw in the group, Jay. I said, "Raw, if you lost Curtis Jones, would you be happy or not?" And a lot of them were saying they wouldn't be happy if they lost Curtis Jones because, yes, he's been inconsistent, but he's a local lad. So it'll be interesting if Spurs were to go down that route where we were to get him. I don't think we will, but
I mean, like in the summer, like the squad building. That's one of my biggest issue with Spurs is like it came out today. Spurs have spent they said approaching $1 billion, isn't it? Since 2019.
Yeah, $1 billion.
And it's funny because people are like, oh my god, like what the heck? So it's almost, I was having this argument before about ENIC and stuff, and I was like, I think I was, after Levy left, I was kind of like separating ENIC and Levy and stuff like that. But I'm ready to be a positive fan again now. No, I've had a few months of wallowing in nothingness.
I'm ready to come back now.
Honestly, I'm ready to be a proper fan again. I'm going to Burnley away.
You say you don't like the Black Spider-Man. You don't like Black.
Yeah. Why would you pick Burnley away, bro?
Because I live in Manchester.
Oh,
so it's like so I'm going to United away and Burnley away. Then they're both in the next few weeks. So it's easier for me just to pop to the games and stuff. Old Trafford's like half an hour. So it's like I'll be looking at it like, okay, ENIC, they're not bad owners from this point of view. It's just the strategic vision hasn't been there. And it's a bit like Lang is an interesting one. He's an interesting one because his squad building, his profiling, the players are pretty good. I'm not unhappy with the quality of player that he brings in per se.
Well, it's just
it's his squad. Like it's just the logic system of his squad building is atrocious. Yeah, it's like for example, we play in Europa League, more games, and then he gets Bergvall and Gray. So it's like you sell Højbjerg and you get Bergvall and Gray.
Yeah, that's poor.
So it's like you've got. So it's like the gamble of like, okay, these guys are really good. We smashed it. But what if they need 3 years to develop?
Yeah.
And why would you buy both at the same time? Like, do you know what I mean? So it makes me think,
Did we ever replace Højbjerg? Do you think?
No, just now. Like just now, this Gallagher signing is literally the first midfielder we've signed since Bazuma.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's like this Gallagher is literally the Højbjerg replacement.
Yeah, when you look at it like that. Yeah,
what's Paulinho?
When you look at it like that, Højbjerg, Gallagher's the Højbjerg replacement. Then
do you know what I mean? So he's on loan. So Gallagher's the first actual transfer central midfielder we've bought since Bazuma, which was like 3 years ago.
What is going on? So who's that on then? Is that not on ENIC?
Bro, that's what I'm trying to say. Lang's squad building is mad. This is my point.
But ENIC brought in Lang or not? ENIC brought in Lang.
Because it's like what I'm trying to explain to you now is like so a couple of years ago, like when Wharton went to Palace in January, at the time we had so many midfielders and we were only in one competition. We weren't in.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So Wharton was there to be bought, but we still had Lo Celso, Højbjerg, Bazuma. Like we had a lot of midfielders at the time, and we were in one comp.
Yeah.
So I can see why we didn't get in, right? But now, okay, Bendencour's injured, right? But you bring Gallagher in, so now you got Gallagher, Paulinho, Sarr, Bergvall, Gray, and we still need a different kind of midfielder, right? So you brought in Gallagher, and that's fine, but it's like from he profiles quite similarly to Sarr and Bergvall probably. So you've got three players who are kind of similar, which is fine because we can try and play bully ball like Newcastle. Do you know what I mean? Like, and just be like, Like we trying to rough people up and stuff. But
you need a fire.
You see what I'm saying with the logic, yeah? Like look at it like that. So you got two 18-year-olds at the same time, okay, in central midfield, the hardest position, yeah, to play, yeah, youngest players. Okay, cool.
So wait.
Hold on, before you go, it'll be a shame if you made the same mistake in another position. I don't know, like left wing, like buying Odebear and Tell within 6 months of each other to play the same position, right? Hey. Hold on, and you know what? Let's just compound it by bringing in Muani. So the £40 million player that you bought earlier in the window, yeah, okay, Solanke's more injured than you thought. Well, that player should play the games then, because you thought it fit to pay £40 million for him. He's going to be needed to be okay. Cool. Now that player doesn't even get registered in the Champions League squad. So, but now that player anyway, come the end of like December, is registered in the team and has actually scored more goals and played better than the player you bought in to go above him in Muani. So maybe if you just given that player more faith in the first place, he would have done more.
Big up, Jed.
All right, big up, Jed, man. When you're ready, man, if you need to.
Do you understand my frustration?
No, but then I'm saying to you, my brother, this is what I'm saying. Make this make sense. Why did the board hire him?
Because
such an incompetent.
No. Because on paper it made sense.
Yeah.
Why?
Right? Because you want to be more data driven. Yeah. You got this guy who on paper looks really data driven, strategic. You know what I mean? Like all this sort of stuff, analytical.
Wait, hold on. Where's the evidence of that?
Oh, bro, listen. There's no. I'm saying on paper it made sense. I didn't say it made sense in reality.
What Jake didn't tell you is he's produced this bit of paper and has presented it to people.
Bro, bro, listen. Let's be clear here, right? Lang Frank, Vinay, yeah. It's like a ham and mustard sandwich, yeah. Do you know what I mean? And a bottle of water and some hula hoops, ready salted. Do you see what I mean? There's not much flavor there.
I was wondering what the analogy was. That took me very long to figure out what you're trying to say.
What I'm trying to say is that Frank, yeah. So Vinay said when we hired him, we had all of these criteria, and Frank ticked all the boxes. Okay, I work in recruitment. Yeah, I run a recruitment company, so I know what you mean when you say like, okay, shortlist. Okay, you got a shortlist, you got criteria, you got profiling. Pretty much the same as football. You know, like I want these attributes, I want these skills. Okay, so something's happened here because the football we play is not what we were promised. Okay, so maybe it's the players, maybe it's this, or maybe when you say I can do something, yeah, there's a difference between I have proven evidence of me being able to do it and I'm able to do it. Do you see what I mean? And then you look at the guy and you say, okay, he got interviewed at Chelsea, didn't get the job. He got interviewed at United, didn't get the job. So if you ever been to an interview yourself, yeah, and you don't get the job, you work on your interview technique, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? It's not your skills and they're not much different. You're still the same person, but you're interviewing better.
Yeah.
Right? So my logic here is I don't know whether he said I can do X and we're seeing in real time that he's learning on the job. I don't know if it's the players. I don't know if the board hasn't given him exactly what he needed in order for him to be effective. Don't forget it was Gibbs White. Do you know what I mean? That was the original thing. Like in a parallel universe, what does that team look like? Do you know what I mean? So to me, I will look at...
Do you still get Conor Gallagher if we had Gibbs White?
No, because the domino effect of what happened here is Bentancur gets injured and Gallagher comes in. If Bentancur never got injured at the beginning of this window, right?
Do we see CG?
I think Gallagher would be at Aston Villa.
Okay.
I think so too. I'm not disagreeing. So that's what I'm
Aston
talking
Villa
about.
can only loan
But
players.
that's
though,
what I'm
can't they?
talking about, Mitch and Jay, in terms of the board. Yeah, is it more reactive then? Is that real planning? Do you respect that?
Yeah, but you can have your plan in there. You can have your plan set in place, and then something happens that you have
No,
to then
I hear
react
that.
to
I
what's
hear
happened.
that.
And
But
that feels like that's what they've done with Gallagher.
yeah, no, I hear that. But I like for a lot of fans, it's looking like we would like to know like what the plan was going into the window, and if we're actually addressing some of the issues that we do have. So, like, fair enough, things happen in it, and you do have to respond to them. You have to react.
Yeah.
But then there's the other side of it. We want to know like what was the original plan for this window, and are we addressing the actual issues that we have in that squad, and are we seeing that, or is it similar to other windows? And I think this is where a lot of people are thinking this feels the same because we're more.
I think it feels very much. I feel it feels incredibly reactive. But by the flip side, we don't. To be fair, and I'm trying to be like the positive fan. We don't know what. Yeah, we don't know what we don't know. So we don't know what players we've been chatting to. Like, do you see? Like, it came out the Diamante. It said like yesterday it came out that Spurs had been trying for him in January, and Leipzig said he's not for sale in January, but we'd been trying for him. Yeah, but that didn't come out at all. Yeah. So basically, for whatever the beginning of this window, we were trying to sign this player. There was not any murmur of this, and then it came out at the end like they won't sell him in January. Cool, but you didn't know about it. I didn't know about it. So Gallagher now. You know, we've done the deal quick, and it's a bit like, I guess I look at it.
I agree with you. The speed of the deal, and I've said this, the speeds of the deals that feels different, and I can get that.
But I also look at though when I'm looking at all the teams, I'm looking at the teams in the Premier League, and I'm trying to be like, okay, each team might do one or two focused transfers. But I kind of feel like everybody's being reactive to an extent. Like everybody's everyone's being like let's say Arsenal so Mosquera, I'd say that was an opportunity signing. You know, Norgard, opportunity signing. I refuse to believe that Arsenal were going into the summer and they were like, Christian Norgard's exactly what we need. Do you know what I mean? Like I just feel like he was available, he was a good player, he fit what they were looking for. Let's sign him. Like Gyökeres versus Sesko versus Gyökeres. They're umming and ahhing about. Yeah. So if you're umming and ahhing about who's the striker you're going to get, you're not 100% like, oh, okay, this is. Do you know what I mean? There's still an element of reaction. So if Sesko had been cheaper, had been cheaper, he'd be at Arsenal.
You're right, because I was going to say the example I was going to give was Man City. Man City last season, they were outside of the top four. So for them, they were like ultra reactive, but they had so much intent that they went and bought 5 players. Do you know what I mean? 5 players. And people say, the January window is typically hard. That's the excuse we always hear. You can't do business in January. But Man City just showed everyone, if you really want something, you go out and you get it done. You find a way. Do you understand?
They have a lot of PSR, don't they? Yeah. A lot of PSR room as well because they do sell a lot of that.
Who else has got a lot of PSR room?
City have.
And I'm saying, who else has though?
Not Newcastle, but that's what happens when you buy Anthony Elanga for 55 million.
No, we've got PSR room in a minute.
Pardon?
We've got loads of PSR room at a minute.
I mean, not if you keep making the transfers you do. I mean,
everybody's going down this. This is the one. Everybody's like going on about Elanga. Look at all the transfers that we've made that have hit.
Yeah, but that's the. I mean, I think that's why I think it's fair to criticize the Elanga deal so heavily because of all the good deals you have done, it sticks out dramatically, and then B because. Even to laymen like ourselves who watch, left-footed right winger, that's what your team needed, Ideally, somebody that could play make a little bit too. So you see, like the Kuduses, the Maduekes, the Mbuemos, like you seemed like you were having conversations with those kind of profiles. That's And then all of a sudden, Elanga was you have Murphy. You absolutely categorically did not need that profile, especially when you had a player that's so assimilated with your style of play and what you're doing.
I agree he was the wrong player.
That's what I'm saying. So
wrong profile of player, wrong player.
Exactly. That's my point.
Again, I think it was a reactive one because we was having the window we was having. We needed someone else in the position to have two.
Good point.
And that was the one we ended up with, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not the one they wanted. No, you're right. It's true. It's crazy.
Can I just ask him quickly on Walter? What I've seen a lot more fans criticizing his movement and his speed. It wasn't an issue earlier. It feels like more of an issue for some fans, maybe because Vissa is quicker and he runs in behind, and it's juxtaposed. I guess you can critique it more because you can now see what somebody else who's a striker and relatively knows what they're doing looks like that, and now you can be like, oh, he doesn't offer this. But where do you stand on him, and what are your thoughts on his current form?
His form has dipped a bit. I think his form has dipped a bit more because he's looking a little bit tired now because Vissa's obviously only just come in. We haven't had to be able to rotate him properly. We've played a stupid amount of games. I still think he's going to be class in the Premier League. I don't think he's going to be a full-on out-and-out 9 that scores a bagload of goals. But it's just we have to see how we use them both together. They can't be that we just play one or the other because they're two completely different skill sets and completely different styles of play. And no one has that in their nines. That one's one way and one's the other. It's almost like having a run-off-your-shoulder striker as 1 week and then bringing in Dennis Bergkamp to play as your 9. It's like they're so different skill sets.
Weren't you saying you were going to do the 4-4-2 thing? Wasn't that going to be a thing where you were going to play both of them at the same time? Or was that now?
We tried it Bournemouth last weekend in the FA Cup. They both played then. And Voldemort looked much better. He was much more involved. But if you look at it like his heat map and where he was playing, he was a lot deeper. It was like he was playing in sort of a little bit of a left 8, left 10 kind of half space thing.
I think the associative play thing that seems to be our word of the day is a thing that, again, Walter Made is a very good example of that, because when he needs people to play off him, he needs runners, he needs people to run off. And it's weird because if you actually look at his goals, set pieces, him peeling off for cutbacks or headers and stuff like that, they're being created for him. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's being created for him. So it's like, he's like, wake up! I'm a little skunked. I was like,
I'm gonna say, bro, he's not getting the memo.
I'm just like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, man. But no, the Walter Made is an interesting one because obviously he should be good. I'm not sure about Vissa, and I know he needs time and things like that. I'm just like, I guess it's almost like, if that's your strikers, I'm like, oh, okay. Do you know what I mean? As in, like, it's like, because if that's your strikers, then moving forward, not that they're bad or anything. It's just those are your two number 9s.
Wait. On that point, then, how do you feel about Solanke then?
I feel like if I'm looking at like Solanke, Muani, I'd rather have Solanke, Muani, and Richarlison than Walter Made and Vissa.
I would
wow.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
But I don't think there's like, I would rather, because I think even Richie's got more goals than their boys. Like, do you know what I mean? I know this has not been available, but
don't think
you rate Richie higher than Walter Made?
No, I think Walter Made is a better player, but in terms of effectiveness in the Prem at the moment, I think Richie's at least on a par. In terms of effectiveness.
Do you mean like in terms of output?
I mean, effectiveness is impact on game. Like, so Walter Made can, like you say, he's helping the other players play better a lot of the time.
That's
right.
See what I
mean? So he's also scoring impactful goals, though, doesn't? Jonathan score 1 when you lose 3-1.
I mean, that's a meme that people are running with. I'm saying Richie scored important goals this season, and I get what you're saying. Walter Made is the better player.
How much?
I'm just saying
this season. How much has Richie got in the league?
He's got 7.
So the same as Walter Made. The same as Walter Made.
And Richie's not taking any pens.
How many assists has he got as well?
Walter Made's only taken 1 though, to be fair.
Now, I definitely remember at least 2 Walter Marder penalties.
The other one was the shootout in the FA Cup. He's taken one in-game penalty.
How many assists has Richie got?
He's got at least 1, maybe 2.
Because Walter Marder's got 2 at the moment. But obviously, out of the games, like he's got the assist before the assist, the key pass, he's got the pre-assist, I call it. You know what I'm saying? So
Richie's got 3 assists.
He's got 3 assists.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so Richie's got 10.
Whoops.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. When I said that assist,
are we going just Prem, or are we going?
No. Just Prem for now. Just Prem for now.
In the league, because
in the league, Voltamarder's 7-2.
Yeah, and Richie's 7-3. So I mean, that's not counting. Who's counting?
I mean, no. But we were talking about wait. We're talking about like overall contribution in the game.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much like Brendan Johnson. He would score a lot of goals, but again,
no.
But no. But I'm saying in the actual game, what is he actually contributing to help his teammates? Like, and the reason why I'm asking it, because is it just a GA thing, or is it about, like you said before, an actual contributing to the actual team, helping the team?
This is the argument I make about effectiveness. Now, like, I'm not saying, and this is where I'm like, I think they're both as effective as each other, but I think Walter Marder's the better player. I think Walter Marder's facilitates better than Richie.
Yeah.
But then that's down to the players he's facilitating to do something with it. Well, how many goals has Gordon scored this season in open play in the Premier League?
He's under.
So do you see what I mean? So if Gordon has 5 Premier League open goals or open play goals, then my conversation about Walter Marder versus Richarlison probably sounds a lot different. Do you see what I mean? Because he's platforming players who are also performing well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I mean? So he's being dragged down because he's an associative player by the players he's associating himself with. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. I also don't think we've paired Voltamarder properly with the wingers around him. A lot of the time we see Murphy and Gordon with Voltamarder through the middle. It doesn't make sense to me. You want Harvey Barnes, who likes to cut in, play the 1-2, so he'll play off Voltamarder, and then Alanga the other side, who likes to run in behind. Whereas Gordon likes to go down the line quite a lot.
What do you think about Barnes, by the way?
Like, I love Barnes.
Barnes should be Barnes and 1 for me.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like Barnes feels like he's getting frustrated how he's being used.
Yeah.
Well, no,
he's got a right to, because he delivers.
No, but wait, guys, can I be honest? I think he's had a lot of injuries since he's been at Newcastle. And
he's been quite fit, at Newcastle.
I wouldn't say a lot. He's had a couple.
No, but I'm saying like look at last season. He was in and out because of the injuries, and I'm thinking.
Have you checked how many games did he play last season?
But I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know, but I'm just saying.
You should always check that before you start these narratives.
What I remember, innit?
Let me check.
He was injured for 34 days last season.
Right, so that's not a long time, no?
7 games in a 54 game season or something like that.
I don't know. I just thought because of the injuries, I thought they were going to rotate him and be a bit more diligent with him. Because in my head, I'm like, Barnes, if he picks up another injury, then he's in and out again.
Woo! Oh my days!
Well, what's up?
I was just saying, Barnes played 33 games last season in the Prem.
There you go.
Fair enough.
That's what I mean, bro. We got you.
The season before, he was out injured a lot. Last season, he was there. He was in and around most of the season.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking of then. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. But I just thought in my head, maybe they're trying to preserve him a little bit and they're rotating him for that reason, if that makes sense.
I don't get why he doesn't play more, because he seems to be the winger that
he's
a finisher.
This guy gets goals, man.
Yeah.
This guy gets.
If you want the ball to drop to anybody in the box in our team, it's Harvey.
Before you were linked to Madison, I actually wanted Barnes.
I wanted both. We should have got both of them.
All right, listen. I even wanted that plays for Villa now.
Tillemans,
yeah.
I wanted the whole.
I won't lie. Emery's rehabilitated.
Yeah. At the time,
he looked a bit washed.
He was
washed.
I don't know, man.
Nah.
Like when he first
the end days at Leicester, he was slow as anything.
Even when he got to Villa, he looked like trash. It took him like over a year to establish himself in the Villa team.
Yeah, Emery changed his diet and everything. I'm telling you, that guy lost weight. He got quicker. He can now run for 90 minutes.
Bro, he plays like Pirlo now. It's like
No, I can't remember what team. Do you know what it is? I remember him playing for a Belgium team. Can't remember the Belgium team. Anderlecht, yeah. Because I remember in the purple kit. And I just remembered we had Moussa Dembele at the time, and he was like really young, like 19 or 20 at the time. And I looked at his ball carrying and his passing. I was like, that is the type of blend. He's not a Dembele, Moussa Dembele, but he's an alternative. And that's the reason why I started looking at him, because we missed out on him. I remember Poch didn't want him for whatever reason. He's gone to Leicester under Rodgers, and I wanted to see. And so I kept watching him closely, thinking, I like this player. I wonder if he could become something. I do hear what you're saying, like weight management and slowness as well. But for me, I would have done a gamble. And now Emery's obviously seen what he saw in him, and now we're seeing the levels. Do you know what I mean? I think he's a top player. But yeah, that's the players I would have taken. Tielemans, Barnes, Maddison, we know he's injury prone. That's the only thing, because that's what's going to affect his legacy at the moment. I think Conor Gallagher coming in, I think Maddison's days could be numbered. I'll be honest.
Nah, not even, bro. Because
what do you think he plays then?
Bro. Because the thing is like,
I'm a Maddison fan, so
nah. Listen.
Go on.
I've seen after death Christian Eriksen in a Thomas Frank midfield cook. So you can't tell me tell me after death Eriksen is better than ACL Madison. Do you know what I mean? Like,
the difference is ACL Madison had injuries like every season. I'm not talking about the ACL changing him. But that's not
right.
What
Okay. So I'm saying to you now, with now, coming off an ACL, right? Was Eriksen faster than Madison will be?
No. That's not the point.
Okay, so there you so straight away.
He wasn't like as much as he had like Tony Stark's heart to come back. He hasn't got that brittle legs. He's not going to break down at any touch.
Tony Stark's heart, you know. I'm saying, wow. I'm saying that. Great point. Very, very good visual imagery.
Boost on
with Madison's Eriksen too. Evolved in terms of like under Conte. He changed his style. He played deeper. He was playing deeper.
Now I agree with you. Go on.
So I'm saying, so what actually is gonna happen when you say Madison now? I'm like, no.
This is where my mind.
Madison now, if he's gonna run a little bit less, drop deep a little bit more, and dictate more, having someone like Gallagher, who you and Madison can alternate your position of 8-10, 8-10. You guys can alternate. That to me would work very well. So it's almost like I feel like Madison has a good opportunity to dovetail.
Would you? With that being said, having Madison a deeper role, playmaking, being that deep line passer, would you then sign a brute next to him to help compensate for his? Madison likes a challenge. Don't get me wrong. He's not like. But I'm saying in terms of physicality, like. Would you sign someone physical next to him if you're going to play him?
I think to not sign. So think of it like, I don't know what addictions you guys have, but like there's sometimes like you have to have a resistance to something, right? So you look at Paulinho, 25 million. Yeah. the level of restraint you need to say, I'm not going to trigger that. Yeah, with the kind of board we have, I'm not sure they have that level of restraint. I feel like they're addicted to these reactive dopamine hit deals. I think they might pull the trigger on that. So you're like, destroyer, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, the way I see it is everybody knows, everybody can see Spurs need a deep lying progressive passer. Every single even people that don't know football at all, I'll see people popping up in my mentions on Twitter being like, oh yeah, but he's not the deep lying progressive profile we're looking for. I'm like, shut up. Who taught you these words? Like, and it's like, I get it, but then you look at it, it gets to a point when you're like, you know what? you got to be honest about some of these players, and you got to be honest about Lang's squad building is going to cost some of these players their places at Tottenham. That's what's going to happen. Like if Lang had bought, I don't know, like Manu Kone, for example, instead of buying Gray. Yeah. The team would
Comes
look
back
different.
round to the board talks, isn't it? You know?
Ash is running that over and over again.
I'm just saying
He's
that.
got it on a soundboard at this point.
When you say board, do you mean Lang or do you mean the Enoch?
But it's the same issue now, because
No. These are like
because I
hold on before you go. We spent $1 billion, yeah. If we spent $1 billion, then it's the way we spent it, wages,
Correct.
blah blah blah.
Correct.
But that I still see top players, go, for less money and less wages than we're offering. So if you're good, if you're shit hot at your job, you should be able to find a player and be like, I'm staking my life on this guy. And if you're saying that £40 million Archie Gray is who you stake your life on, then boy, in 4 years, maybe someone will turn around and be like, what will happen is in 5 years he'll be good and he'll have 1 year left on his contract. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's like, but do you see what I'm trying to say? It's like we spent enough money for me to be like, I'm not unhappy with what we spent. It's about the strategy. And if Lang's been in charge for 2 years plus, 3 years plus now, two and a bit years, then it's just now, it's a point where you look at it, we wanted Paqueta. What is that? Like, what is that? What is that transfer approach?
My thing is, look, all right, cool. You're not putting it on the board. If he stays another season, is that on the board then? If
Lang stays another season,
if Lang stays another,
no,
season.
because he's
if Lang gets to choose the next manager, is that on the board?
I think like Lang, if Lang and Vinay picked Frank, right, I'm like, the thing about Levy is, regardless of what fact, I know he was Tottenham. He was Tottenham. I don't care what anyone says. He was Tottenham. Right. So what I'm trying to say is like, I back Levy to not really make two really bad managerial choices in a row. It's like if he makes one bad one, the next one's gonna be pretty good. Worst comes to worst, it'll get us back to like an even kilter. Do you know what I mean? Like, so after Mourinho, it was Nuno, but then we got Conte and then Ange. So it's like we were still getting
all right, so hear me out with this Levy thing, hear me out. Was the mistake Levy had that he kept hiring and firing?
I don't know.
Because when you're trying to do squad building and squad planning, and you're going from one style of a manager to a different style of a manager, meaning that you're buying for one manager a certain style of player, then when the next manager comes in, he's got a different style, and you're having to, is that not on?
Well, I feel like in defense of Levy and the board, I feel like the managerial landscape it changes so swiftly, and like it's very easy to. So, like for example, Eddie Howe, like I think he'd just gone to Newcastle with Nuno. Do you see what I mean? So it's before Nuno went to Spurs. I think Eddie Howe had gone to Newcastle. Right. So my thing is that if Howe had been available that summer, if we're getting Nuno, Howe would have had a very good chance of getting that job. Do you see what I mean? So landscapes look different with different like timing. So you're saying I'll look at it and I'll be like, all of a sudden everything got modern, everything modernized overnight. Do you know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, so it's like imagine you just wake up one day and you discover your computer's obsolete, and it's like what happened? It just happened, and it's just all of a sudden Brighton are there, and they got Caicedo and Alexis McAllister, and you're like,
I hear what you're saying, my broski, but I just feel like, what? Can I ask Mitch? When you got Howe, where did you finish?
11th.
First time you came in, 11th. I don't
first full
know.
season. That was like half season. He came in November.
But I don't know if Levy at 11th looks at it and thinks, I'm going to give it another.
No, wait. Can I put more context to that? We were rock bottom. Like, we had like 7 points from 17, 18 games or something.
All right, cool. So let's stay with that, yeah? We finished 17th. That's pretty low, right?
Yeah.
That's one above relegation. That's what we finished. If Levy was still here, do you think Frank would still be in the job? Knowing the previous stuff where they would sing Levy out, do you think Levy would have kept Frank for this long? Because that's the point I'm making. I think anytime it got hostile, volatile, he would switch the manager. And I think a manager like how you lot have kept him on and progressed him, and now you're seeing the fruits of your labor because you stuck with something. Do you think Levy being in charge of Newcastle, he would have stuck with an Eddie Howe for so long? That's the point I'm trying to make, because we've chopped and changed.
But Eddie Howe hasn't really had a downturn though, so I don't think it's a good comparison. Because he took over, I'm pretty sure we had like 17 points from 18 games, something silly like that, and he took us to 11th. We were rock bottom. Like, I think at the time the stat was no one had survived being relegated from that point that we was at, and he survived and finished 11th. The next season,
he did more of a Harry Redknapp job. You're saying he did more of a
he didn't like. This is his first. Like, he's never really had a proper downturn. Second season we were in the Champions League. Third season we had a bag load of injuries. Finished 7th, I think. Missed out on Europe because Man United won the FA Cup, and then last season was last season. So that's Eddie Howe's 3 seasons. So there hasn't been one of them like massive drop offs at all.
So, but I mean, all right, fair enough. That comparison, but you know the point I'm trying to get at, Jay, when I'm saying the chopping and changing, not allowing, because Newcastle have had a period where they've allowed to grow. Arsenal, they've obviously had 6 years of Arteta plus, and you're looking at Man United, they chopped and changed. Look what they are. Go on.
I feel like it's a difficult one because I'm trying to get into the headspace of the emotional state one would have been in. Like, so you've won, because I don't really think sacking Ange was Levy's decision. Like, I really don't. I think it was. I think it was like a Vinay Lang decision, because I find it very difficult to think that Levy would sack Ange for Frank. Like, as in, the one thing I'll always say about Levy is he knows charisma. Like, he knows box office. Do you know what I mean? Not Mr. Box Office, but he knows box office per se. And it's like, you know, Conte, Mourinho, you know, Van Gaal. He wanted Van Gaal over Poch. Even like he knows, you know, authentic charisma and this and that. I think Levy,
for example.
Yeah, I think, but I think on the other side, it might just be confirmation bias by me, because it's like, I do feel personally, the last game of the season was probably what did it. Because I remember, because we lost 4-1 at home to Brighton. I think we were 1-0 up at half time.
Yeah, I went to that game.
Yeah.
I confirmed.
We were 1-0 up at half time, yeah. And we played pretty well in the first half, not bad at all. And we lost the game 4-1. And I just think that's the game because it's like, because if you'd won the Europa League, and then you'd signed off with a good victory at home. Yeah. The fans chanting, the fans singing, the fans joyous. They feel different, and it could have been enough. I think I genuinely think it could have been enough.
But that 4-1 reminded everyone. Well,
that 4-1 reminded everyone. Like,
the people next to me, I stayed to the end, but the people I didn't stay to the end. I stayed to added on time, and then I left. But like, some people wanted to wait to watch the trophy go around, but a lot of fans didn't even wait for that. Imagine, because it was the first time we were home and we could see do you know what I mean? We could see the parade, but not the parade. We could see the trophy go around, but lots of people were fed up. They were angry. Like,
no one wants to celebrate after losing 4-1.
Yeah, like no one wants to celebrate. It was weird. Yeah. It was weird. People next to me were cussing. I had a few Americans, a few, locals, but it was a mixture of people just not being happy. And I agree with you, Jay, man. I think that kind of almost cemented like what they were gonna make that decision. I think the decision was made before that, but that kind of made it like, yeah, we're probably doing the right thing here by getting rid of him. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I just don't think there's any. I just think there was any tangible benefit to at that point for you to say, "Oh, okay, we're gonna keep this manager," because it's like it'll be like, for what? Like, and I just think that's the thing where it's like, if you look at the momentary thing, it's like sliding doors. Do you know what I mean? I always remember Poch in the season Poch got sacked when we lost to Leicester. I always replay that game because it's the first season that VAR came into the Premier League, and Spurs were 1-0 up, and Son scored, and it was just offside, like really tight VAR decision. Yeah, I didn't even thought it was on, but like no, it's off. Leicester went down the other end, equalised. I think Maddison scored a last-minute winner. Yeah, and it was like that's the moment where I'm like the moment just shifted, and I think with modern football, circling back to the point of would Levy have sacked Frank and things like that. I think the impact of winning the trophy and then afterwards, I don't think Levy was ever afraid to be like, I made a bad decision. I think that's what sacking a manager is.
You think you would have sacked Frank?
I think, I'm going to be honest, I think.
Knowing how the fans were as well, you know.
I think honestly,
always gone off.
I think honestly, now. So now, having gone out of the FA Cup, now, this period now, being out of you're still in the Champions League. I think whilst you're still in a competition and that you can win it, that's kind of been the MO with Ange. It's like, so even though the Champions League is still a,
so are you disagreeing that the board, because the board are keeping him on? So are you disagreeing with that then?
No, because I think there's.
So that means you're disagreeing with what Levy would have done then?
No, I'm saying that, like you said, would Levy have sacked him now? I don't think he would have, because I think last season,
off the FA Cup.
I think right now he would be very close. Like as in right now, as in if we lost to West Ham, I think he'd be gone.
I don't know, because the reason why I say that is because against I remember we went out similar last season. It was like League Cup, FA Cup was close together, bang bang, and the only thing that was keeping Ange in the job
was Europa.
Now, Champions League for me, and I reckon for them as well, at the moment is vibes. I don't think there's anything more. So,
but once you get past if you can get into the knockouts or the second round or stuff, then it becomes a little bit more oomph.
Yeah, no, you could argue that, but what
are you gonna do when Frank? What are you gonna do when Frank rotates the whole team and gets spanked in the Premier League and then gets spanked in the Champions League a few days later?
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, it's crazy. I think Levy would have reacted because, like,
what point do you think he would have reacted? Like, because obviously it's
because the emotion right now.
But do you not think they would have looked at the managers like we just said? Like, I think the money pot of managers at the end of the season is also keeping Frank in a job. The knowledge, you know what I mean? Where there's so, like we just went through before, there's 6 or 7 top managers on the market potentially, and there's not enough jobs to go around. Tottenham can fall upwards into a great manager.
Yeah, so I just think that
as long as they wait till the summer.
I like that. Levy's done caretakers before. He's done the care. He's had.
Ryan Mason would be right. If Levy was here now. Like, give it. Honestly, it's like West Ham. Like, we should smash up West Ham. We got West Ham and Burnley next 2 games, right?
Yeah. That's right. So
right, and then we got United coming up as well. So the thing is like, I like this record we've got against United. We've not lost to them in like, how many games is it now?
4.
Fuck knows. It's so many. It's actually so many.
Yeah,
for Jack to say so many and Ash to say,
oh, mate, it's like I'm feeling it. It must be like it must be at least 7.
But we've drawn. Yeah, we haven't lost against them in about. Yeah, I mean, one winning games about 4, but I think because we've drawn a couple. We've
Well,
drawn
we drew, we beat them 4 in a row. Then it's got to be like. Let me just.
And is undefeated by the way. Yeah, with against.
No, but even before that, we were we were doing stuff like.
We had one of those runs till recently as well, though, and then that all went to crap a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah, they beat you, innit?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Mad annoying.
It's not for everyone, the Manchester thing, but I say that, bro. Let me relax.
Yeah.
Let me calm down. I know man will get
back. Visit this in a few weeks, innit?
You said you got it now. No, but at the same time, like I don't trust Man United. I do not trust them. And because of the whole caretaker thing, and as we discussed earlier,
we don't know what they're gonna do.
We don't know what they're gonna do. We don't know what like the system, like if it's gonna create more holes and more problems for them. So equally, I don't know as well. And it's another point I was trying to make. I don't know what Tottenham are gonna do in this window. I don't know by the end of the window what Tottenham we bring in.
That's
a lot of wild rumors. Go on.
Sorry, I've just seen that. So I think it's 6 games, maybe one or other. But yeah, I've seen the last game. I actually went to the last time that United beat us, which was when United beat us 2-0. With Conte.
Was that with Ronaldo?
Did they have Ronaldo? No, this was the Conte one. When Perisic was playing,
Were we playing a scuba dive kit? You know, the blue purplish kind of one.
Yeah. And Anthony sent Anthony sent Perisic to the shadow realm in that game. Oh my god! I love Perisic. Man, we like people don't know how clutch he would have been that season for us if he hadn't got injured. He was that cross into Richarlison was cash money.
Many rival fans were saying Perisic is a bad sign and he's washed. I don't know why you signed him. Trust me. So I really wanted him to do well at Spurs, isn't it? And the fact that he got injured, left, went to a lower club, went back to Croatia, then moved to the Netherlands, and now he's doing whatever he's doing. It was just like, so annoying because when we did have him, the quality of crosses he used to put in the box for some of our players. I remember when we played Liverpool. And was it him? I think it was him that folded up Van Dijk. Like
I've seen that.
And I just see Van Dijk, you know what I'm saying, into a lunchbox. And then he put the ball across the box to Kane, and Kane puts it in the back of the net. But it is what it is. But like I said, I don't know what that January for us or even Newcastle. I'll be interested to see if Newcastle actually pull their finger out and do something, because the Langer situation for me, I don't know. Could he become good? Could he come good? I don't know. But do you want to wait and find out? I don't think you do. I think you want to just.
I actually think we need to be reactive this window. We need to go out and sign 2 defenders. I think we need to not even worry about the Elanga situation right now. We need to go out and get 2 defenders, because our season could fall apart on one more injury in defense. Our season could completely fall apart on that.
You don't think so you're saying if you don't get centre backs, you don't get top 4 then, or top 5, sorry.
If one more injury in any defensive position, like any of that back 4, then I don't think I think our season completely falls apart.
When did we play Newcastle, Jay? When did we play Newcastle, Mitch?
I know mid-Feb, innit?
Is it mid-Feb?
I think it's mid-Feb.
Because that will be interesting to see.
10th of Feb.
If you haven't addressed those issues that you're speaking of, and Spurs potentially buy the progressive passer. Imagine we do address it. We buy the progressive passer. I'll be interested to see what happens in that game. We're at home as well, aren't we?
Yes.
We lost to St. James's Park.
Yeah. Well, I normally get a good vibe of our windows. Like I normally kind of get a good vibe of what we're going to do, what we're going to be looking at. I have no idea this time around. There's literally no noise whatsoever.
Do you think AFCON's got a play to do with that, or is it nothing to do with that? Because I think
maybe we don't really shop in that market though. We don't really shop in for some reason. Don't know why, but
I tell you, who's a good RCB that you lot should go for. Plays for PSV, a guy called Ryan Flamengo. Have you heard of him?
No.
Good, check him out.
I think we'll be looking at like the hybrids. that can play right
Yeah,
centre
he's a
back,
hybrid.
right
He's a hybrid.
back.
He could play right back, right centre back, or he could play DM.
Yeah, see, perfect.
So that's why I
That's the
mentioned.
kind of
I
profile we're
know
looking at.
most clubs are looking for that profile where they could do
Yeah.
multiple roles.
Yeah.
I say most clubs. I don't know if we are because we've bought a left back. It hasn't been announced yet, I don't think, from Brazil. And the question mark is he for the future or is he to come into the club right now? That's the debate at the moment. Lots of people think he is gonna come in right now, but we're doing a whole Langer thing where we're buying youngsters again, where we need players for now. He's coming from another league, foreign Brazilian. He's gonna need to settle in. Can he adapt to the pace, the speed, the physicality? Like, obviously, Richie will help him settle in because he's Brazilian. That's his chat kind of partner, you know what I'm saying? So they'll be able to eat, you know, a few foods together, whatever. I forget the Brazilian foods, but we know they eat plantain, innit? No disrespect. We know we eat the little. They call it. What's it called? Plantation. They call it plantation. They eat some of that. So yeah, he should be able to bed in slowly. But the doggy's fit back as well now.
Okay.
So yeah, some people don't rate him, but he's a senior player for us. And he overlaps in it. Sometimes he overlaps, so allow whoever's playing on the left to invert a lot more. And
that's what I was going to say earlier. Yeah, when you're talking about Maddison, would it not just be worth just like dropping him into that spot out there and just be like float about, get on the ball, not left back, obviously, like wide left of your front three, and be like drop in, drop deep.
For Leicester, he used to do that. He used to float.
Plonk him out there, and then he ain't really got to get involved in duels too much. He can pop up in little spaces and get on the ball and try and create.
But it's just down whether the coach has that kind of, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that kind of mindset.
Though that type of mindset and those type of ideas to implement and try things, then you could say Maddison. But Maddison's very far from fitness, from what I know. We won't see him until maybe May. Some people are saying his season's done. He's not going to have a season. Some fans are saying he should be moved on. I don't think so. I don't think Maddison should be moved on. I really like him, and I agree with Jay. I think he could be utilized as a deeper role, a deeper line midfielder. But it's going to be interesting when Kulu comes back. I think Kulu.
If and when Kulu comes back,
because he's a similar situation to Maddison, and I think
I think he's a worse situation to Maddison.
You think it's worse?
As in length of injury?
Yeah, because his is like the broken kneecap.
Oh, safe.
Yeah.
I thought he was due to be back in and around now.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they're saying he needs an injection in his knee for pain like that. Also, the reason why it's worse for me with Kulu than Maddison is because with Kulu, it's like this is a new thing. Like, do you know what I mean? I've never seen like AC. We know people come back from ACLs. We know it takes them probably like 6 months to a year after they reach full fitness to even then. And then 2 years later, they're probably back at it at a 95% level of what they were before. Very difficult to be 100. But even you look at Wirtz, he's had 2 ACLs. Yeah, so I think he's had 2 ACLs. So you then think to yourself, oh wow, what would Wirtz have been if he didn't have 2 ACLs?
Yeah.
So, I mean, so with this now, with the knee, your knee, that's everything.
Apparently,
like running.
The knee's affecting his lower back. That's what we're saying. He's having lower back issues because of
because it's like when you're
my knee.
Your what's it called now? Your fucking in your mouth. Your wisdom teeth. Yeah, when your wisdom teeth hurt, and then like your whole mouth is killing you, and you're like, how can this one little thing here be making me be in so much pain? So the knee thing, obviously, I'm assuming there's like nerves that transmit and connect between the two things, and just even simple things like running. Then that your ability to run, how does that affect
a lot? He used to run a lot.
He's a big runner, so how's like what's that impact of him running on that to be pain free to run
maybe
the way he used to?
Why they're looking at the Akalush still? Do you know what I'm saying? They're looking at that player because they might know that, or they might have.
I think you look at Akalush. If you look at Kulu and Maddison, we'll be lucky to see either of them play regularly before the end of the season. And we'll be lucky if by December next season, if by December of the season coming up, they're anywhere near their best, that's fantastic. I wouldn't expect them to be at their best until about then. Do you know what I mean?
Hey, one last thing I want to ask before I end the show, unless you guys want to talk about anything else, we could do a quick preview as well. But I asked earlier in the show, Mitch, about Adeyemi, and it's light rumors. What do you think of Adeyemi, bro?
That was for you, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke about this earlier. Gabby Adeyemi.
Yeah. I'm open.
Okay. Is it because of where we are, the state that we're in, or is it because you think he's a quality player?
I think I don't really. So I think there's a thin line between. I feel like when I look at certain teams, it's like I like, if you look at Newcastle and Villa's recruitment to an extent, good foreign players, but Newcastle especially, they built their team a lot around undervalued Prem players, like players that stock had dropped a little bit, but were good players. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I like the Gallagher deal. It's like like literally 18 months ago, Chelsea started the window and they were like, we want 60 mil. Going into that window that they sold him to Atletico, they were asking for 60 mil. Do you know what I mean? And eventually it dropped all the way down to, but that's probably one of the main reasons we didn't do the Gallagher deal for Ange, was because they probably were asking for nonsense money from us. Do you know what I mean? So I think if you look at that, Adeyemi is a decent player. Personally, I'd listen to, like, loan. Sure, I wouldn't want to sign him. Like, because it's like you only get X number of signings before you start acting like West Ham. Do you know what I mean? You only get X number. Do you know what I mean? All these players. There's so many of these players where it's like. That's why I'm glad at least Spurs are buying players like Simmons and stuff like Muani. Is like players that like have still got like a class about them. Do you know what I mean? There's a level that we're not.
Would you keep Muani then?
Absolutely not. No. And I was raving about him before we signed him. He's been so disappointing. So disappointing.
Me too.
Like, proper disappointing. I was like,
I thought he was going to be miles better than he's been. Yeah. Miles.
Just on vibes right now. I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's like kind of work secondment. He doesn't even want to be here, really. I'm not saying that he's phoning it in, but I'm just saying that, like, it's one of those where you just gotta. So I've got myself a new little digital.
It's a burner thing.
Yeah, no, it's it's meant to be a digital camera.
For the phone.
And then it connects to your phone and stuff like that. So my production values are going up.
So what? Yeah, you're not using it right now, are you?
No, I'm not. He's like, get a refund.
Because you're moving like an analog, bro. You're not moving digital.
No.
What is that? 4K or something? Or 1080p?
This is 4K.
4K, yeah.
Yeah. So that's okay. So this is what it is like you got it and it connects to your phone.
Okay, I hear it.
So like you're streaming the video through your phone and stuff. Got myself a little ring light as well. So
all right, you're moving up in production. I hear it. I might not hear from Jay. This might be
I've got my Agenda versus Facts channel coming, but it's just.
Quick plug. I like
it. It's a nice concept. We do basically the idea is what we do is we take ideas and discussions from the football week and we break it down with like stats and see what is actually true and what is actually just pure agenda. So it's a nice principle concept, all that sort of stuff. But I'm just trying to work out the angle at the moment. So to be continued, people. But
I'm I want to know footballing wise about Adeyemi. I want to get specific.
Adeyemi from a technical footballing point of view, it's like obviously he's a runner. Do you know what I mean? So running in behind, that kind of profile. The link, obviously, Brennan, we lost a runner. Get Adeyemi, you gain a runner. Like, I think with
Is he
an
an
option,
upgrade on Brennan?
I think you can make the argument he's definitely an upgrade on Brennan. I think he's more technically strong, and he's the thing for me with Brennan is he regressed as a player. I felt like he regressed, like in terms of what he was doing on the pitch, to a point where, you know, like Foden was just like touch and shoot, and it's almost like he stopped being like the Stockport Iniesta. That's how you were labeled, and now you're a one-touch bang merchant. So Foden had to go back and be like, right, I need to facilitate play. I need to combine with my teammates. I need to. And I feel like Brennan's a bit like that. He's become a guy where it's just, I'm just going to score. I'm just going to make a run. I'm just going to. Do you know what I mean? And I think that with Adeyemi, you can still have a decent goal threat to an extent, but I think he can run in behind, things like that. I think with the German league, though, I think we all know I cap it at like 80% already. So whatever his numbers are in Germany, run them again at 80%, and that's what I'd expect from him.
It's not looking good at the moment. I'm looking at his numbers.
What's his numbers?
I think I looked at him earlier. I think it was 4 goals and 2 assists. I think 6 GA at the moment, but we are in January, so that could raise to 8. If he's to double it, it could go up to 8 goals and 4 assists, which is 12 GA. So
so to me, that's giving a bit Wernery.
Yeah, you're saying
he could have a similar impact as Marlon at Villa.
Yeah, because Marlon was good.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably exactly how he'd look. Something like that.
Yeah, Marlon did well for Villa.
Well.
He's gone to Roma now.
He's gone to Roma, isn't it?
Yeah, he's gone on. Is it a loan deal?
Loan until the summer, and then his obligation.
They really aren't in PSR, because when he played against us, I thought he was doing all right. I was like, what? They're getting rid of him?
They have to sell to buy. They can only spend what they bring in.
Yeah, what's it? Is it Tammy they're looking at?
Yeah, Tammy Abraham they're trying to bring in. Yeah. But I was like, Wesson, like, he hasn't hit the ground running out of all of them.
He's at AFCON as well, isn't he, though?
Yeah, he is at AFCON, yeah. So, but it's mad, because obviously you got a player in that's not doing well, but the player that is doing well, you're having to get rid of.
Yeah, I think, not getting Gallagher that's the bad one for them, because Gallagher was perfect for them. Like, it was actually, even me, I feel bad taking Gallagher, because it's like, he was perfect for them, because it was like, if you look at how they play, he could have slotted in the 10. Then they could have had like McGinn right wing, like Rogers left wing. They could have like put him in the 8. They could have put him with Kamara. Could have put him with Tillemans. Could have had him on the bench and played their normal team now. Could have rotated Rogers, give him rest. Like McGinn as well, could play in the 10. Like, he was just a really good fit for what they were trying to do. And it's like, I feel bad to have taken him, because I swear he would have been a better fit for them than. It's our need greater than their need, but it's not really.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. I get it, man. So AFCON, real quick, for what I see, Senegal managed to get
Senegal, Morocco, isn't it?
Morocco, yeah. Nigeria are fuming, man.
Why are they fuming?
Lost on pens.
Yeah.
Oh no! I thought you meant like going to insinuate. I watched some of the game. Like I was just, the referee was horrible, actually. To be fair,
he was, yeah.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of moaning about the referee, but no, big. But that's the Bonono, the goalie from used to be at Seville. So he's got a big frame. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, these Courtois type keepers, I don't like. You must have balls of steel to be taking a penalty against a 6'5" keeper in a clutch shootout. Do you know what I mean? Like, walking up, like us going 50p, 20p. Like what we do? Like, do you know what I mean? What we do here? Like, because it was funny, because in the shootout, Igume missed, yeah. And he was like in tears. He was crying. He threw himself on the penalty spot when he missed. and
Jeez.
it's like his Moroccan teammates had to be like, bro,
Man
it was like the first penalty. It was like the first penalty he missed, and he
Yeah,
reacted
chill
like
out,
that.
bro.
I was like,
Dude,
oh my
no.
god, that would put me off so much if I was coming up after you. Because the funniest thing is the keeper saved the next penalty. So all his tears were for nothing.
For nothing. Yeah. Mad thing. But that means Pape Sarr will still go out, stay a bit
Bro,
longer.
this is another reason why people shouldn't be unhappy with Gallagher. Pape Sarr can't get minutes for this Senegal, and I'm sure they're a good Senegal team.
He can't
you
get
know,
them.
but
Well, he's not playing, no.
He ain't got a single
he's
minute.
not getting. He's not even
He ain't got a
poverty
single minute.
minutes. I'm
Zero.
seeing
Zero.
Idrissa Gueye playing. I'm seeing Gay play. Like I'm seeing Sunderland's players kept playing.
Yeah,
I'm seeing
yeah.
Sunderland's midfielders starting.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Everton's midfield starting, but our midfielder can't start. And you guys are upset about signing Conor Gallagher.
It's crazy.
Everyone needs to behave. Everyone needs to behave.
Hey, it's uncomfortable.
Stop me when I'm telling
you, man. But I want to quickly preview the weekend games, and we'll start with the early kickoff. Manchester United. Hey, listen, it's mad because I can't see no Man United fans. It's crazy. I had 3. One of them was meant to come on. Ian messaged me last minute saying it's too late now. I'm just tired. This is at 11:30. I told him at 10. Like, come on.
The only time I see Ian is on the title screen, bro. He's never his pictures on the title screen.
Yom's let me down, man, because Yom's normally put like pulls through, and he was like, "Yeah, no, I might pass through later," but he's gone hiding as well. Anyway, Manchester United versus Man City, 12:30 kickoff, TNT. Predictions, Mitch. What do you think? What do you reckon?
Slapping 4-1 City.
Straight up, no long thing.
Yeah, no. Carrick in getting slapped up straight away. I think
it gets moved to Ray, what are you saying? United, City. You say Cherky. Put Cherky in the team in your fantasy. Is it one of them ones?
I think, man.
Or Cunha comes back with vengeance.
No, I think
Burmo comes back.
I think Harry can set him up well actually in this game. He'll probably make it boring. Like I think City nick it though. I'm gonna go 2-1 City.
I'll make my different. I'm gonna go for a 3-1 City win. We're gonna go to our next game. Chelsea, Brentford. Oh, derby. West London derby, mate.
I think Brentford might have something for them. They're in good form.
Right.
They're doing well, and I think this is where you'll understand what the Premier League is about. I think if Chelsea, they're at home and they should win, but I'm just looking. Brentford are 5th. They're playing good football. They're going away places. They're scoring goals. Like if Chelsea haven't got their, Chelsea's conceded a set piece today. I'm not going to say that it's a trend or anything, but I'm saying if the new manager hasn't got the system, how he wants them to defend set pieces, the approach, all this sort of stuff, they could easily.
Oh, that's cold.
Yeah, they could easily suffer in this game.
What's the score prediction?
I'm going to go with a 1-1.
1-1, yeah. Oh, drop points. Remember they did get they lost to Fulham, didn't they?
They did lose to Fulham, yeah.
Damn you, Wilson. I had him on my team and put him on the starting 11. Mitch?
I was going to go 1-0, but I'll go 2-2 to keep it different.
I'll go one step further. I'm going to go for an Igor 2-1 to Brentford. Yeah, I'm going to switch it up. Liverpool, Burnley. I won't talk about Sunderland Palace, but Liverpool, Burnley.
Comfortable Liverpool win.
Comfortable win. But Liverpool 3 for me.
Verts, because he got on the score sheet, you reckon? Or
maybe he's starting to click a little bit for him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, his decent play that he started about 6 weeks ago is actually starting to turn into end product now. So
this is why I needed preach. I wanted to see if our last predictions were rang true, or to know what was going on there. But he's not hearing it. But yeah, Liverpool, Burnley. I go for 3-0 Liverpool at Anfield.
You know what? Next week I'll be ready with pen and paper. I'll be ready. I'll be ready for the predictions next week.
We'll do it properly. Tottenham, West Ham at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 3 o'clock kickoff with a protest before the game.
Who's protesting? Tottenham or West Ham?
Tottenham. Oh, both probably.
Both.
Yeah, just joint protests.
Give me that Bloods and Cribs, like purple and blue, right? The red and blue. All right, so Mitch, what do you reckon?
Oh, West Ham are just so bad at the minute, though, man.
So bad.
So
bad.
Tottenham.
They beat QPR over Somerville and Bowen, but yeah.
Yeah, I've got to go Tottenham. I'm going to go 2-0.
2-0? No reply. Okay. Jay?
Yeah, I'm going to go 3-1.
3-1. Frank keeps his job. Upturn. I'll go for, because you know what, second half vibes. I don't know if that second half was a true reflection. Obviously, when you go 2 goals down, you're gonna start playing better, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I still think Spurs will have enough. Conor Gallagher being included, that might lift the place, lift the fans. So let's go for a 2-1 Spurs. We'll concede a goal, but yeah, 2-1. Nottingham Forest, Arsenal.
I haven't even been seeing. I don't even know what Forest have been doing recently.
Forest at home. They're at the City Stadium, the City, whatever it's called, the stadium.
Forest are also a bit whack this season as well, isn't they?
Yeah, they're underperforming.
They're just whack.
Dash could be in trouble. Dash could be in trouble, man.
Yeah, West Ham need to pick up for them to be in trouble. There, I think it's about 7-point gaps. Crazy.
Yeah.
2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal. Okay.
Yeah.
Jay, what do you reckon? Dash's results aren't looking too good after Ange now. Like, it's a bit mad.
I would say that if I was looking at it, I would say.
What, you have to think about it on Arsenal Forest?
No, it's because Forest, like, that's the kind of game that Arsenal have struggled a little bit in. You know, a team that's going to be defensive, hard-working. Maybe it's more optimism than realism, but Arsenal are working their players hard as well at this point. Do you know what I mean? You start to see
though. Havertz is back. We saw him come on, got some minutes.
True.
Back as well.
True, but we need.
Eze didn't play today, did he? Eze never got minutes. Marino got.
I was gonna say Eze. Like, what was it? They finished the midfield with. Was it a Rice, Havertz, Marino midfield?
Rice came off for
Rice. Oh yeah, Havertz, Marino, and Zubi.
Zubi come and scored, didn't it? He came on.
Nice finish actually.
Yeah. I was vexed at Chelsea for conceding that, but it was a nice. Yeah.
It was a nice finish.
Yeah, it was. It was composure. So your optimism is saying points dropped, yeah?
I'm looking at it and I'm thinking maybe.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. Sometimes you could be right, man. You never know. You could be right. I'm not gonna go for Arsenal win. Yeah. It's gonna be one of those ones. 2-0 Arsenal. Keep it simple. Wolves Newcastle. Wolverhampton.
I think we win 2-0.
Wolverhampton. I feel like their last game. Oh yeah, by the way, we're linked with Strand Lanson, Jay.
Oh yeah, really?
Not official. This is the rumors, no official ITKs. But Wolves beat Shrewsbury in FA Cup 6-1, and they got a draw from Everton in the last game. They beat West Ham 3-0, so they're undefeated, and Man United as well. They drew, so they're undefeated in 4. So I don't know if that helps.
Maybe.
And they got this kid called Mane. He's doing bits.
Yeah, he looks decent. He looks decent. But 21 games they've got. After 21 games, they've got 7 points. If we don't beat them, I'll be furious.
I hear it.
I refuse. You have to beat bottom of the league. I'm sorry. If you want to be a Champions League team, you have to beat them home and away. Simple as.
It's your expectation, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
What's the reality, Jay? I don't know what the reality is.
I mean, yeah. Well, the reality is, Wolves are beating Newcastle.
Ooh.
Wolves like they're in good form. Like they're actually in good form. The performances are picking up. Like even if you think about the Arsenal game, like from the Arsenal game when Arsenal needed 2 own goals, Then was it they drew against? Who did they draw against? Well,
United.
Everton away. They drew
United, yeah,
1-1. They drew with United. They beat. Who did they beat? They beat. Was it West Ham?
Yeah, 3-0.
So this game, I'd find it. I'd be surprised if Newcastle go there and beat them.
You reckon they're tired? They're a bit like fatigued.
I think Newcastle can win, but I'm just looking at the thing. Like Newcastle's away form is up and down, a little bit improved recently, but still up and down.
Home form is whack, by the way.
Yeah, but Wolves have been like you know what I'm saying in terms of the performance has been better from Wolves recently.
Not
saying
home.
you can't go.
Not at home, they haven't.
You don't think so?
No, they beat West Ham. Other than that, I think they got beat by Brentford. They got slapped up by Man United. I think they lost. I think they've won 1 in like 8 at home. Their home form's worse than our away form. I'm sure it is.
This guy says that, but then I go and I check the home form. They beat Shrewsbury 6-1, and they beat Wolves 3-0. 9 goals in the last 2 home games. Mitch, 9 goals in the last 2 home games.
I'm going to look at it now, yeah? So underneath the West Ham game, Shrewsbury, I'm ignoring Shrewsbury, yeah? So they beat West Ham. Next home game was Brentford, lost 2-0. Next home game was Man United, lost 4-1. Next home game was Nottingham Forest, lost 1-0. Next home game was Palace, lost 2-0. Next home game was Chelsea, lost. Next home game was Burnley, lost. Next home game was Brighton, drew.
Hold on, Nick. You're running away with this now, like because I'm just like,
how dare you? How dare you?
I'm all the way back in September.
Oh, sorry. You know what's funny? I had no idea Newcastle was 6th.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Did
they moved away from us. They moved away from us.
Ash, did you know Newcastle was 6th?
No, I thought they were closer to us.
Yeah, where you think they were still bottom half?
I thought they were like 10th at least.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, in that case, yeah, I understand why Mitch was looking at us like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I was there confused. I was thinking, what is going on here?
Nah, fairs. You guys are, oh my God, 6th, you know, that's mad.
How many points are they away from us? How many points?
Newcastle, they're like 5 points. I know, it just blossomed.
Yeah, because if they win, then they're still 5 points away from us.
It's because we keep losing. It's because we haven't won in ages.
Yeah. Oh, Frank.
Yeah.
Can we blame Frank? Is it Frank or was it the players? I don't know.
Oh, that's a conversation for another day.
I thought Ash was going to roll back into it. I think it might be the board.
No. No, I'm not going to do that. I think, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I keep that another day. I'm going to go for a Newcastle win. As much as Wolves have, Wolves, like you said, the performances, it's not stinky. But Newcastle should have enough. They should have enough to get them undone. I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for like a 3-2. Like a good game. A spicy game, yeah. You've had interesting games lately.
Yeah.
So, your defense isn't really defending like it should. So
no, we're not.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna put it down to. Last game I'm gonna review, we're gonna look at or preview is Aston Villa versus Everton, only because Villa are in the mix.
Yeah.
So like another win and they're still in that title charge potentially.
Villa Everton. Villa should it's that Villa as well, isn't it? Yeah, Villa should really win.
Villa, right? Yeah,
should really. I'm gonna go for another 3-1.
Yeah.
Is that as an echo? Yeah, is that an echo?
Yeah. That's about right.
All right. I'm gonna go for 1-0. The boring 1-0. Boring 1-0. Yeah. I think obviously they're still missing in Dyer, right? He's at AFCON. It's going to be the final.
Yeah.
Do you like Ghana? I do like that Ghana guy.
Yeah. Is it free transfer, isn't it?
Yeah.
What, James Ghana?
James Ghana,
yeah. I don't mind that sign at all. DM, fullback, centre mid, can play a few positions, set pieces. Don't mind it.
Yeah, I think he's tidy.
Yeah, I think he'll be going back to United.
You reckon?
Why not? Homegrown.
Have they got homegrown issues? Have they got homegrown issues?
I don't think so. Free transfer though.
Yeah.
I think a lot of teams will be looking around on a free transfer. A lot of teams will be in for that.
Yeah, there's some interesting. Do you think he'll get? Maybe you guys might get. I feel like you guys might be in for Wilson.
Callum,
No,
I was about to say
Harry Wilson.
Yeah, to be fair,
Free transfer at the end of the season. It's got Newcastle written all over it.
Harry Wilson.
Right
Of course.
Still with a technical right.
Yeah, coming off the right. Of course. That's a Newcastle signing.
I could see it.
Yep.
I could definitely see that.
I could see it.
Depending where you finish, but either way, it's an upward movement for him.
Oh yeah, definitely. They should sign him. 28, big. It'll be his big contract, 4-year deal, something like that. 3 plus 1.
Take him, Jay? Would you take him? I don't think
no, because we they don't have anybody of that profile. We've still got like Kulu, Kudus. We can still go for an Akilush and all this sort of stuff. But I'm just saying for Newcastle, it's a profile they don't have for free.
No, wait. If you're saying you're going for an Akilush and you're trying to give us Harry Wilson on a free,
bro. Listen, bro.
We are where we are.
Mitch, with all due respect, we know how Eddie Howe loves a Barclays Premier League proven player who's like that. He loves it.
Eddie Howe's control is diminishing because we're getting the backroom staff in place to make the decision.
It sounds like you're against the transfer, to be honest.
Well,
again, I thought you were for it. Before.
But yeah, not as the starter. If we're signing him as a option in and around, but you don't want that. Come on, we're looking to progress. Harry Wilson doesn't really progress us. He upgrades us slightly because we haven't got that profile. But if we want a major upgrade, if we're getting that profile,
ex-Liverpool, right? He's ex-Scouse. Yeah, he's a quality. Yeah,
he's decent. He's decent.
He's from the academy. I like the academy players, man. I don't mind Harvey Elliott. I wouldn't have him at my club, but I don't mind Harvey Elliott. I think he'll be available as well.
He's not really done an awful lot since he's moved, has he? So yeah,
he hasn't. I thought he would do a lot more, but Emery looked at him and he said, "Rather not." Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, interesting. Garner, Harvey Elliott, Jones as well. Like I said earlier, he's gonna be available. Would you take him?
I'd take Jones in and around the mix. Play a few different positions, like Jay was saying earlier. But rarely uses the ball, high technical level.
Yeah, I think he could improve on his long balls though. I think his long balls, but his ability his short to medium passing range is brilliant. He's like not tick-a-tacker, but he can look after it well. Work on Pauser as well a little bit. Work on his Pauser a bit, but I'm happy with his finishing. But like the reason why I think his finishing is not higher, because I think that's what separates those players to the next level, like the elite ones. I think his shot IQ needs work because he's a bit predictable. Like he's got a good shot on him, but it's predictable that he's gonna go for that long shot. That's why a lot of shots get closed down or blocked, whatnot. Anyway,
like half winds it up, innit?
Exactly. There you go. Well, guys, I'm gonna end it there. Big up.
Yep.
It wasn't meant to be this long. It was meant to be a. I didn't know it was coming on, but it is what it is. I've enjoyed the chat. I don't know about you guys. I hope I hope the chat enjoyed the chat. Yeah, I'm saying. Any plugs?
This weekend actually I'm gonna do back-to-back pre-games. So I'm gonna log on about an hour before Man United, Man City. When the team news drops, we're gonna run through what we think the tactics are gonna be. Me and my mate Stocks, and then we're gonna do the same Sunday for Newcastle Wolves as well.
The Stocks a Newcastle fan as well.
Nah, he's West Ham.
Oh.
He's West Ham. He's the guy that
him along, man. Might have to invite him, man.
Yeah, if you need another West Ham fan on there, bring him in.
Yeah, my West Ham fan is a bit. He said he's a bit nervous. I don't know why, man. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Yeah, we can run that.
Well, maybe because they're not doing so well. Jay, obviously you mentioned. Can you mention your show again that you're working on?
Agenda versus Facts coming soon. Other than that, you can find me on shows like this. I think I'm just floating about at the moment. Nothing major. Just floating about, popping and passing. So this has been a good chat, actually. I feel like this has been very football logic orientated. I've enjoyed it a lot. So thanks for having me.
No, man. We're here to football as always, man. It's good to football every day.
we've got. It's an interesting one to understand where people are at the moment. Are you still Frank in?
I'm not, because my reason's a little bit different.
Okay.
I'm not franking because I think long term, I'm not sure if he's the guy that can get us to the place where the board want them to get to, if that makes sense, because they're talking about Champions Leagues, winning this, winning that. I'm not sure Frank, he's a bit vanilla for me. He's a bit safe.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that can translate into like picking up silverware. Because I don't know how much patience that board actually has. Like Arteta still hasn't won a trophy. Well, he has at the start of it, if you count the FA Cup, but since then he still hasn't translated that into like domestic trophies. And I feel the same kind of remit with Frank. I'm not sure. He's a bit vanilla for me. He's a bit safe, a bit pragmatic. I think there's a lot of experience out there that have a bit more about them, like you said earlier, that we could fall into. I think it's going to be too much to resist for the club with the start that he's had. But I don't hate the guy. I've got nothing against him. I just also thought tactically, I've always said, I don't mind you playing like on the outside. I don't mind the double width, like fullback and wingers up and down that side. But you can't live there. Yeah. Sometimes mix it up, play central. That's all I ever said about Frank. And because he was too married to the sides, playing down the sides, not having that central progression, I just knew it was going to be a while. It was going to be a while. It was going to be a matter of time before teams started to figure us out, and that's what happened.
Well, I mean, it was only Bournemouth, wasn't it? It was only like match week like 3 or 4. The Bournemouth, it was like just get really tight to Kudus, and then obviously it's again, I was, it's the one with Kudus. It's where like his decision making is not.
This is where Alcalush comes in.
Yeah,
more of his head up.
That's what I'm saying. So I look at this and I'm saying, right, if I consider that Spurs like talisman at the moment,
Correct.
And it's just and that's a big issue we've got. And it's even like it's probably similar to Newcastle. It's like Newcastle, when Newcastle's talisman are on, for the whole foot they're up. Yeah. But it's like when they're not, when they're lacking, and that's the thing is you got to build new heroes in it. So when they've lost Isak, it's very difficult for them to the fear factor. Like even when you have a fear factor of an attacker, it carries him a lot. Like defenders will sit deeper, sit off you. They're not going to. Do you know what I mean? You get more respect and stuff when you lose that player. Sometimes teams it can be difficult to just adjust with the teams are going to attack us now. Do you know what I mean? So
it's true.
Interesting for everyone.
It's true. But yeah, man, once again, please make sure you like on the way out if you haven't already. If you're watching this on playback, make sure you do that. It helps us to be seen and get visible. I think I've done all the paperwork there. Crossed all the I's. Sorry, dotted all the I's, crossed all the T's. But yeah, make sure you do like on the way out, guys. As I said before, big up the chat. And